I'm too old to fucking fight anymore. We fight. Just like I don't ever go to bed bad. Like just don't ever go to bed. I mean, point is, no, really, just like I just don't have fucking time. About once a year I do, maybe twice a year. I have time to really get to a 4 day. I don't want to talk to you argument, but I'm just too tired, too old. I mean, I've got a 2-year-old, 14-year-old, and a 19-year-old. There's always chaos, and I'm not the easiest person to be married to. But like I tell her, I'm not the dumbass that married me.
You know, this is really funny, and this may not help anybody. It may help somebody. I read 2 books a few years ago, and I swear, whenever I want to like improve something in my life, I refer back to these books. And it's so crazy how I can break a bad habit that I want, whether it has to do with me or a family member or whatever else. But I just follow the instructions. They're 2 books. They're very similar, but they have different layouts and they cover different things in the same way, if that makes any sense. It's called Atomic Habits. The other one is Tiny Habits. And I think if you're a guy, right, you just have to be smarter than your woman's stupid. That's something that I like to say to everybody. Just be smarter. Just be smarter than they're stupid. Because listen, we get emotional and we get overwhelmed. And I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm just saying this as an objective, like an observing woman. We don't understand ourselves a lot of the time because of the emotion. Hormonally, these hormones will hit us. And we're like feeling this dread or this anxiety or this despair even before, there might not be any change. And then we realize, oh my gosh, it's time. It's that time of month. It's a period. But even when you're aware and you know that you're in that realm or in that thing, like you don't know how to fix it, right? You can try to balance, you could do supplements, you could do methylation, and that's all fun, and that might help, right? And exercise and all that stuff. And I would encourage all of that, right? But a lot of the times, you don't, it's just what it is. And then you're gonna have to go through menopause, you're gonna have to go through a lot of stuff. So, back to the point. Atomic habits and tiny habits. Be smarter than you're stupid. If like you guys have kids, go through these habits and find they're very specific. It says make the bad habits harder to get to, make the things that you want to change easier, just make them very salient, very easy to access. And so you got to think and you got to work around stuff. So if it's like dinner time, make it a point to, okay, clean up dinner, help get the kids on the night that you want it, right? Get the kids ready for bed. Don't ask, don't wait, just do it. Get everything all cleaned up. The bed, make sure, I know this is funny, but I know that this is for a lot of women. It's stressful when the bed isn't made nice. It's just like, you just make sure the bed's like, just reset a little bit, get the pillows ready.
Okay. We're gonna mess it up at the end of the night.
No, you're not. I'm telling you, you're not. It's just gonna be, you just have to follow, you have to do your checklist, but it's gonna be specific to you. Go through the Atomic Habits and Tiny Habits, and because it might be something different. It might be a different time. It might be like a morning thing where you're gonna have to like connect with her in the morning really early. Wake up, make sure that you like make her a cup of coffee or make her smoothie or do something that's gonna women, because also the hormones, because they work against us, they also work for us. You could turn, I'm telling you, you could turn a monster into a little baby that's jumping the D in a second. Like if you just do the right thing, like you gotta press those right buttons. So you just make us, and we're nurturers and we're lovers. So you show us that cute little thing that, oh my gosh, that's so romantic. He made me a cup of coffee. He made me my food. He made me know I had lunch. Oh my gosh. He brought me a little flower. He made me a little note. He did a little emotional check-in. Whatever they might be, but you gotta know your woman and I'm telling you, read these books. If they're like little micro, like flirty micro moments or a scheduled touch point, like every week you like set aside a certain amount of time just for like the two of you, whatever it might be. No phones, make it really simple, but you gotta know her, you know what I'm saying? That's it.
I asked my hair almost this is what I'm taking this now. Sweetheart, you want my dick for breakfast?
See, like maybe if you're not getting it, and just hear me out. Just hear me out. If you're not getting it, that might not go be the thing. That might not not be her thing. That might be your thing, but
She's never
that's
said
not turning a
she's.
thing.
I know. I do it. She knows that's just my personality. She just continues to sleep. She's not yet said yes, by the way. But one day she will. But she just loud.
See, the thing, you don't want her, Matt, you don't want her to like roll her eyes like, oh my God, or laugh. You don't want it to be funny. You want her to be like, oh my God, like, yes, come over here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I get it. That's my personality. She gets it. That's what I mean.
But yeah, there is no one size fits all for relationships. You figure each other out. Like 30 years was not enough. I still didn't have everything figured out with him, but we sure learned a lot along the way. And I think more than anything, like being able to communicate with each other, just kind of knowing who you are. It's like you said, Matt, it's not my thing, and she knows it's not my thing. And my husband was the same way. Like he very rarely had like a quote unquote romantic bone in his body, but it was in all of the little tiny things that he did that just got me going. Like I would wake up and he'd leave post-it notes on the mirror for me. Or he'd just send me a random text during the day and just say, thinking about you, or whatever. They were never like these. I mean, he did occasionally come up with some pretty good grand gestures, but for the most part, for the duration of our marriage, it was all the little things. Like, honestly, that was my biggest regret after he was gone was.
Well, the track you lost your husband.
Yeah, I looked back and I thought to myself, I didn't do enough of the little things. A day never went by where I didn't know that he loved me. And if you're gonna have a regret about something, like that was my biggest regret. That it was included in my eulogy. I didn't do enough of the little things. He loved hard in all of the ways that mattered, and they weren't magnanimous.
How many years ago did you lose your husband?
It's been 4 years.
I produced a show in Nashville. He's a big songwriter in Nashville. The show, it's funny, it's about mental health, but with a focus on grief.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, the host, he wrote out a few big country music band. He sort of a bunch of number ones. Wrote Red Solo Cup and Toby Keith. Knows everybody in town. We've had guests from Sheryl Crow and a bunch of some unnamed people. This good help in text. This is grief, and Brad lost his son 5 years ago to fentanyl. So we hosted big songwriters that lost spouses, wives and husbands lost spouses.
Yep.
And it's fascinating to hear these men and women. About a fourth of these guests were really intense grief episodes. And it's amazing to listen to these people, how strong they are. Just a few years or even decades of how strong they are when it comes to the grief aspect of things. Especially losing a child. And it's just like, man, they're strong people. And it's just fascinating. It's therapeutic. Also help us with each other.
Yeah, do, because it's, unfortunately, and this is not me whining. This is not a sympathy play. Because you know what, for the most part, I've led a very charmed life. I had an idealistic childhood, wonderful parents who are still living, but grief is not something that my family's been spared from. My sister lost her husband and both of her children in a car accident 20 years ago. And, her baby, her little girl was only 8 months old, her little boy was 3. And, that was like a really, really pivotal moment in our family. And a lot of what we went through with her, I think prepared me for what we were going to go through with my husband. I learned a lot of what not to do. And
how to manage it, how not to manage it.
Right. And I don't know. I don't really believe in that comparing grief stories game. Because everybody's.
You can't. There's no.
But yeah. Everybody's story is. Yeah, it's different. Everybody's story is different, and tragedy is tragedy. It doesn't matter the magnitude of the loss. Like, it impacts people very, very differently. So I think it's a very dangerous game to play. Well, I suffered this, and well, I suffered that, you know. But my sister, she went on to have an amazing testimony. She went on to help families that lost children.
Cindy, do me a favor, please send that. I really did. I posted that. In the chat.
Mhm.
And I mean, we help. We have if she's real proactive in the grief community, something like that. And again, even though we've had a show grow, we've had these huge songwriters, actors. It's someone like that in the grief community, and it has a story. And reach out to that, and I'll put my email address. I don't know. We've flown that. That girl that abducted in plain sight. She was abducted twice as a teenager. It was a big Netflix show. We flew her in from Utah. We've had a long list of people. Some people
Her dark humor and her, I call it cerebral humor.
It's just
And the thing
a
is,
show,
I think,
and we produce it in Nashville, and she's really been. If she's taken her grief story and turned it into, I hate this, but lack of people haven't experienced this type of grief. I've been around it, so I've heard these men and women talk about children and whatnot. People like to find somebody that really looks at finding the good in grief and finding the good in it are amazing people.
Yeah.
Amazing people.
For sure. For sure.
And I'd love to have somebody like that who's lost family. I mean,
Yeah.
I could not check. Like I told my wife, sometimes my 2-year-old, I'm checking out. I'm sorry, nothing's going to stop me. Nope, can't do it. So to think that I have that terrible attitude, even with seeing some of these people who, a child was murdered, his child is a big songwriter, a bunch of big songs, y'all have got him, Casey Bethler. His child was murdered in downtown Nashville with a knife. Stepped in the middle of a fight to break it up. And anyways, got home story short, 6 months later at his trial, he found him guilty. He just said, he told this person who murdered his son, I hope you get to know Jesus because you and my son will be best friends one day. When you find, if you make it to heaven, per se. To say that to someone who murdered your child, it's pretty damn powerful.
Yeah, my sister actually, there was a trial for the man that hit them. He was not under the influence or anything. It was honestly a tragic accident. He was speeding and he ran a red light when he T-boned them. And repeatedly throughout the course of the 2 years before his trial, the district attorney tried to get my sister to coordinate and work with the victim impact group to provide like a victim impact statement at his trial and whatnot. He was charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide, and my sister had declined to give a statement. She had tried pervasively through that 2 years to get people to. She had purchased a Bible for him. She had heard throughout town that he'd had a hard time, coping mentally with the accident and what had happened, and she tried many times to get people to provide a Bible to him, where she had written just a short little note inside the Bible, and nobody would pass it along for her. So she went to the trial, and towards the very end of it, her husband's parents, who did not really engage with them a whole lot, there wasn't like a great relationship there, they had provided a really powerful victim impact statement to the court, and they were pushing for maximum sentencing. And my sister tapped on the DA's shoulder and asked if she could go ahead and give a statement in the courtroom. The judge was honestly getting ready to throw the book at this guy, and the district attorney agreed. And so she was finally able to get up and walk over there and hand him the Bible that she had purchased for him almost 2 years earlier. And she got up on the stand and she basically told the court that there was nothing that they were going to do punitively
to change the reality that this person woke up to every day. And she wanted to let him know that ultimately she knew that God was in charge of their destinies, that their days had been numbered from their birth, and that it was a tragic accident, and that she didn't hold him responsible. And the judge asked her, "What would you recommend?" And my sister said, "Well, he was speeding, and I mean, there was some recklessness in that, and so my sister made some recommendations because the city had dedicated a park to her children, and she recommended like community time, helping with the upkeep of the park, suspended license, and the judge ended up granting everything that my sister suggested because of her testimony. And I don't know.
Grace.
It's impactful.
Grace is a powerful thing.
It is.
But yeah, I just sent them an email and the shows using the YouTube thing. And feel free to share my contact information with her.
I will.
Yeah, we love they're Brad and Michelle are both heavily involved. He has 20 dads every first Wednesday of the month that lost children, which half are drugs, of which all of those sorts of fentanyl. The other half are generally accidents. And then they also are part of two nonprofits, a bunch of mothers. They'll just send cards to people that have experienced something like this. And the dad's group is the same thing. So it's pretty, really impactful.
Yeah, well, I will definitely pass along the information, and I just subscribed to the podcast.
Oh, there you go. We're about to release these. We have Amy Grant. You know who Amy Grant is? The big
I do.
artist back.
I do.
She's going to be our first guest. She's a badass. I mean, she's such a badass. Cheryl Crow is bad. I mean, she did Cheryl Crow and Amy Grant both talked about their faith. And plus, their mental health.
Yeah.
Politics aside, Cheryl Crow was a badass. God, she was fucking great. But I bit my tongue when afterwards, we hung around for a few hours, she had me, her, and Brad and Michelle. Bit my tongue when she went to her political spill.
Yeah, Cheryl Crow, I Will Remember You was
She had
sung at a lot of our dedications.
She had some interesting things to say because she was started her career. She began with Michael Jackson. She was Michael Jackson's backup singer back in the 80s. And she mentioned some, it was just later in life in her 90s. There she put two together. She's been that way.
Yeah. Hey, Derisive.
Hey, how are you, Sharon?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Just trying to have a chill day.
Yeah.
My work week was pretty brutal, and I woke up with a headache, but it's relenting now, and I'm just gonna take it easy. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. It's Saturday, so I'm happy.
Yes.
I like those weekends. You should join in the month, Derisive.
I just did. I just clicked the button to do it.
Good deal.
I'll let you go. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Matt.
I was going to let you go with this before I run. There's one guest coming up. It's about end of September. And he backed over his son. He shows up at baseball, batting cage. Son gets out of the truck. Somehow backs over. Wife accused of doing that. And then on social media, Aaron Solomon, if you Google this guy's name, and you start chasing the rabbit, like this guy's a fucking asshole. He killed his son, all this stuff. And Aaron's like, so he spoke out for the first time about it. Just, April, we take this episode. Well, come to 2 weeks later, the ex-wife gets arrested for hiring a hitman to try to kill him.
What?
Which is the follow-up. That was
so trying to find some chill rooms on Clubhouse today.
Yeah, I just, well, I've been saying that I realize now that Clubhouse is sort of like a casino in the sense that once you start, because I've taken a number of long breaks from Clubhouse. The last one was 7 months where I didn't have the app installed at all, and then I came back and started doing some rooms, and it's like a casino in the sense that once you start playing a little bit, like you
Yes.
really want to keep playing a lot, and you also, 84% of the time are going to lose while doing it.
Yeah.
And so, right now, I was just like, any room where they're not yelling at each other is A-okay for me. I don't care what they're talking about.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of hard to get away from. I mean, yeah, it's people are crazy.
Yeah, but I think today they're actually going to solve what's going on in Israel and Palestine. They're really close.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah, just, it's like the last 45-minute stretch on Clubhouse, and then they'll have come to a meeting of the minds on that issue.
Yeah. Now, if we could only get all the personal drama to resolve itself.
Yeah. Have you seen Ewan lately?
Yeah. He was in here a little while ago.
He's back into his top tier trolling game. So
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He doesn't disappoint. BB was in here earlier, and they were both in here at the same time. It's like,
okay.
I'm uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable with those things. But, yeah. What you gonna do? Well, I guess I'll head out into the halls and see what's happening and popping out there, but it's been a good room, y'all. Thanks for showing up.
Okay, nice to hear from you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry we're not like the typical Roger rooms with all the excitement, but
No.
It is what it is until he returns.
Is he gone?
He is. He's deactivated right now. He's wrapping up vacation, and there's been some stuff going on in the app, so we're just holding down the fort with our little, boring real life topics.
Is this his room?
It is. This is his house, yeah.
Oh.
Yes. This is
Sorry,
his
well,
house.
bite my tongue then. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, darling.
Bye, hon. I'll talk to you later. Y'all be good. Just be safe out there on the Clubhouse streets.
Are you leaving?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see what else is out there.
Take care, stay safe. Be well.
Absolutely. It was great meeting you, Maddox. I hope you come around and join all the rooms. We love having you here.
Thank you. I likewise did too. Like, for me, it's been amazing. Like, meeting you guys, hearing y'all, talking to y'all, texting y'all, it's been phenomenal. But catch up soon, yeah?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure we'll have more rooms later.
Cool. I'm probably going to be there for it later, even, yeah? But
All right.
I joined the group, so I'm going to get a notification if there's any rooms.
You will. Yep.
So,
Yep.
Until then,
Perfect.
all
right.
right.
Bye, y'all.
Ciao for now.
I don't know why you're coming back. You're the one that say you want to hold somebody's mental health.
You need to tell me what you think. That I have to, basically, he was saying it was trust the process. It's a process, and it's one that I just have to take. I think I have to remove my hands off of it and just trust the process. And that's good. Remember, he gives respected by my man. This is the look at this here. So go ahead and repeat that. So black men don't like what the man does. Go
This is just what I've heard, you know, like listening to black men on social media talk about black women. There's even a video of a black man going around with a blower blowing off black women's weaves.
You know, white women don't like black men.
I'm just saying, I know that black men criticize black women for their masculinity. Is that not true? That like that's the stuff they're like black women are too masculine. No, I don't think white women really wear wigs.
They actually do. They wear clips. They wear wigs.
I've never known a white girl in my life to wear a wig. I mean, I'm sure some
maybe
of them
because
do.
you're from Rogue Nation. A lot of white girls are. A lot
The
of white
white
girls
girls
wear
that I
wigs.
went to school with did not wear wigs. I've never seen a white woman
Where'd you go
wear
to
a wig.
school?
But black women, about 95 to 99% of them wear wigs. Is this what you want me to just be playing music? Like, what's this dude doing?
He said you ain't like that.
What I'm asking you, you're not answering my question. Do you want me to play music?
No, I want your ass to move to the Google bed. What the fuck is going on here?
And they ain't gotta be registered in case I'm gonna watch. You niggas like you never lie.
Do you think that like Clubhouse is like where mentally ill people like go?
What did you say?
Do you think Clubhouse is like a place for the mentally ill now?
Yeah, I'm starting
That's
to
funny you would say that, Jess. We were just talking about this morning. I invited my friend Mary on the app, and she's just sitting in the good, and she's like, bro, the Clubhouse is like, it's full of people that need help.
Yeah, this is really like a lot of these people need help, bro.
Yes, and this is a place where they come, all their demons and dysfunctions, they can come here and be anonymous with it and just let it all go. You know what I mean? I mean, he's clearly a racist. And he just came in here and he shut right on it. Just immediately called me a nigga.
Who that MC person? That person that Petty was just on?
Yes, he came in and he said, so what's up, nigga? I'm like, what? Really? He said that black men gave him the permission because it's a term of endearment. I had to go on. I'm gonna go on different than the story after this because I might lose my fucking shit. But yeah, he said, yeah.
This one I'll be saying, y'all, violence worse than times. These niggas have not been smacked. I mean, like with the whole hand, like you know when you take a smack like up in the air and bring it down, like pow, shut your ass up.
use the back of the hand too, so they put some
The fuck wrong with you? The fuck you mean, nigga? That never happened. The white boys that I've been around, they ain't got pop, so they already know. You know, they done got the fire slapped out of them, so they just
Okay, let me look up some stuff. Come on, Belle.
People are afraid to get into the streets. And that changes everything. Because there's no resistance, there's no
security saved many lives. Why are you always saying they are Kahanas? Kahanas, Kahanas, what else? Love Kahanas, arrangement syndrome.
If you had said that in front of my boys or the men, they would have completely knocked the fucking taste out of his mouth, calling me a nigga.
Stepmom and stepson, certain traditions. Fishing? Yeah.
Still fishing.
Still fishing.
So if you get locked up, we gonna make it 10 times harder for him in prison.
I'm literally trying to work here.
What kind of career is this? So he only can do this shit like shit on the L in prison. He know that. They gonna take everything from that boy. So when he get on dope, the Mexicans even gonna be on his ass. Cause the Mexicans don't fuck with it. We gonna be putting deals on them like we got this. The Mexicans second white person. It's bad to us. You know, we passing them. Even the hardest white dude you ever seen gonna get fucked up. We gonna make
Yeah, I remember the Dean Cain who used to play Superman. Yeah, y'all don't remember him?
He's now going to be part of
Are you
us.
talking about the
Yeah, he could be an ice agent.
Yeah. He already started. He was talking about some arrest that he made the other day. There's a video, a clip up there that already.
If I'm a Mexican and Dean Cain run up on me, I'm whooping him. I'm gonna make my name that day. I might go to jail, but I'm whooping Dean Cain ass. And I'm record this because I'm finna fight this guy. You're not Superman, bitch. I don't know. You got that moment.
I'm gonna give you the facts. They're like, you don't run that shit over on me, bro. I'm keeping that shit cool. You trying to disrespect women. First off, that's already a no-go. And then that's kind of disrespecting me. Because I'm here. You cut that shit out, cracker. Like, I ain't even trying to call you no cracker, but you playing the wrong game. Ain't nobody trying to do that lame shit. We heard that shit too many times. Cut it up.
That's work must be slow if you gotta sign up to be an ICE agent. Too good. He couldn't like do no episodes of SVU or nothing.
Work is
the reason why I brought that up was because she doesn't look white. She looks like she's like really dark and has dark hair, very swarthy. So I think he likes like Hispanic women. That's what I got from that. And so in turn,
Couple tickets
that's why he has
to
such a
pay it
vengeance
forward
against
so
her.
no one has an excuse.
In the case of the leaked emails with all that hot. In an anarchy style situation. I think anybody can see.
Yeah, and the wife is really hateful. Like everybody that was they was like giving like the accounts of her, and they was just like, she's really, really looks like a terrible person. Like he is too, but she's like worse, supposedly.
When this little sprinter was absolutely crazy.
Which I didn't know.
Couple tickets.
Oh, and then he did one on Mark Rubio. Did y'all know that Mark Rubio stepbrother used to be like a Miami drug lord? And he was staying with Marco Rubio when the feds caught him and they kicked down his door. And then he sent a special letter to the government to get him a license. All these, like everybody's corrupt with these motherfuckers.
You guys discuss the fact that Abrigo Garcia was let out for like homeless. Talk about that.
Not this morning, but we talked about it yesterday. You know, y'all, he needs to get his passport. If they can go back his passport, he needs to go. Wait, hold on, dude. I don't know if it's backing up, but Abrigo needs to move. If they gave him back his passport, he needs to go to Canada because they are not going to let him live. So,
No, there's one thing to report.
These crimes against Syrian people.
I don't remember which one I read this morning.
so he can't go to Canada?
Yeah,
I
I love how America does this, how there's always a big dollars.
I'm just saying he needs to leave.
Yeah.
Because they gonna try to deport him ASAP is what the reports keep saying.
but he's on home arrest and he's walking around with a thing around his ankle. I don't think he's gonna be able to pack bags.
He's on house arrest. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Right,
Yeah.
okay.
And so they're threatening now to deport him in 3 days to some other horrible place. I don't know.
Sorry, I was talking to somebody.
Good morning, you guys.
Good morning. So you're tracking what's going on with Darcy?
Yeah, they wanted to go to Uganda on Monday.
So they said they complete
I'm
guilty.
sorry.
Right, Uganda.
Yeah, he had the offer to go to Costa Rica, and now they're like Uganda.
Yeah, because he won't plead guilty.
Costa Rica.
Right.
Oh, so Uganda's a punishment.
Yep, it is.
Oh my God.
I'll sue the shit out of the United States.
So what would you guys do? Would you guys go ahead and plead guilty and go to Costa Rica and be about your life? Or would you just keep fighting this?
I will go right to Costa Rica. Please leave me alone. You and y'all crazy ass white people. I will go to Costa Rica. Just leave me alone.
I don't even know that that's an option still. I think that might be off the table.
Just give me some money and let me go to Costa Rica because y'all was crazy. And I'll try to
take his family with him to Uganda? Or is this just him being deported into some unknown hellhole prison?
My take is that it's probably another hellhole prison. I don't think they're giving him any choices. I think they let him go home for a couple days before they're gonna be on him again. That'd be fantastic if they just get the hell out of here. I'm not sure how he would do it.
I don't know how you gonna do that, but I don't care about that shit. Do you care about that shit?
It's just interesting to track in case something happens, you know? So we know how to move. I mean,
Why don't you care?
I mean, that's what he doing, man.
You mean what you're saying is that you don't care?
As long as he safe and in good hands and believing in what he need to believe in, I'm cool, man. I think he doing it right. You heard me?
well, I heard you. And it's interesting that he says that, you know, because this is where our country is going to.
Right.
Is individualism. I don't care about what happens to you. It's all about me. And fuck it. I think this is where we going. I mean, I get what he's saying, but I also feel that we have to be cognizant of what's going on around us and who's not being given their rights or whatever. Because it was him, and now it's us. Because I was saying the same thing like when we were talking, and now look what's happening. It's a concerted effort to erase Black history, and now I'm in the spotlight. Now it's me. So I don't know, bro. I get what you're saying, and I appreciate those words, but we need to be hyper focused on what's happening in our country so we know how to move in it, right? You agree?
Hey, I was looking up y'all room and there was somebody else trying to steal y'all name. Like I tried to find, publicly correct, and it was somebody else with the same name trying to steal y'all.
Politically, not publicly, is politically correct.
Yeah, politically correct. I mean, I'm not, trying not to learn. I can learn from you. You smart and stuff like that. I mean, like it's sometimes like when you're not in like the nurse room, you might not know what adversary is. You might not know certain words in the room, so it's cool. But like I don't be in like the government, like White House and stuff, so I might not look up them words. I might look up a different word. I can tell you about modest. You know what modest mean?
Yes, sir, I do.
So it's like,
Are you modest? Are you modest?
yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite word.
Oh, wow.
What's your favorite word?
Um,
Politically.
empathy. Empathy is my favorite word.
Okay, so like, what that mean?
That means that I care about others and I'm selfless and I give more than I take. So I'm empathetic. If something happens to you, I'm in care of you. I'm in concern for you. I want to help you. You know what I mean? That's empathetic. Be
Okay, I
empathetic.
think you broke the word down pretty good. That's good. I believe.
How old are you? You sound like my son.
Say
Are
what?
you in your 20s? Are you in your
Yeah.
20s? Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Interesting. So
I'm
I was.
not in my 40s. I'm 27. Yeah, I'll be chill.
Your age group these days are always chilling.
I mean, I don't worry about nothing, man. So I just know about what I'm doing. So we might be both the same age, but I'm doing something else and he's doing something else. I don't know what he's doing.
Who's he?
You know,
Who's he?
whoever you say my age group, you put me in a group. So I mean, I
Oh,
think
no, 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 no. I'm just, okay, yeah, I don't know.
that's what I tell women when they be talking to me on the phone. Like they be talking about men is so mean and doing this. I'm like, don't tell me about no man. Like, don't be telling me about no other dudes. I don't know nothing about that. I'm not your best friend. I'm not your gay best friend. Like, don't do that. I'm not gay. So put me in that situation.
Oh my God, I wish I was 20 in 2025 because this is hilarious. I mean, y'all a new breed. I swear to God, I wish I could go back and just be 20 in 2025 because y'all
It
are
was
some
already
real
20, so you already
immature
know
shit.
stuff. You saying?
Nah, see, when I was 20, I wasn't speaking with how you guys speak. I mean, y'all on some good shit. I mean, really, just, I don't know.
They gonna be on some whack shit because they be on the phone all the time. They don't be in the streets. See, when I was like younger, I was always outside. The street lights come on and stuff. But these kids, they be on the phone, or either they just be shooting guns. So it's gonna be the middle. You ain't seeing the middle of it, like the in between, like Garden of Eden. You know where the devil be and where the angel be. You know, you ain't gonna be in the middle. So you don't know what it's like. Let me shut up.
Yeah, there's a lot I don't know. And I'm glad I have you guys, you young
But like,
adults to educate
you
me.
said what?
I
You
said
said
it's a
what?
lot that I said it's a lot that I don't know, and I'm glad I got you younger people to educate me.
Nah, you just taught me some shit about intimacy or something like that. And you said you cure and stuff like that. You like an adversary, like in the hospital. You know.
No, you mean an advocate? Because adversary means that I'm against you. I'm an adversary. But if you mean advocate, I'm an advocate.
Come on, okay. See what what you saying? The nurse taught me what that word means. I got 100%.
It's advocate, like A-B, advocate.
Yeah, that's not far from adversary. If you're an advocate and you're an adversary, that's not like too far from the same word.
Yeah, it is, man. Go look those two words up. And they're totally
I'm
different.
nobody babe. Don't do that.
I'm sorry, that's just a habit. Nobody's trying to baby you. That's just a habit.
Cool. I ain't tripping.
Where did everybody go?
Like, sometimes stuff gets silent. People can't handle the silence. That's what I was
I don't know. Yeah, I have attention deficit disorder, so.
Yeah, I could talk, but I'm trying to work on controlling my.
Where you gonna do that now? Okay, right.
I'm practicing on that.
I ain't knocking the hustle, bro. Cause they can't knock the hustle. They can't knock the hustle.
I was too far away from my phone. I was grateful. That's one of my favorite words. Gratitude.
You said gratitude your favorite word?
That's one of them. I got a lot of them.
What that mean, gratitude?
It means that I appreciate what I have. I appreciate the blessings I've been given. It means so the root word. Great. You break it down. Yeah. Words are really important.
Knock you down for what you saying, like it's cool, like.
No. Words are really important.
Yeah.
Well, we have someone in this room that's a wordsmith. Yeah, you should come back one day when she's in here because she's really good at breaking words down.
Who you talking about?
We have someone that comes in this room who's a wordsmith, and she's really good. She's a linguist. Do you know what that is?
Before I talk about that, I asked you a question like who that is. Did you say somebody's name?
I don't need to know. I don't need to say their name. They're not here. I don't like talking about people's names when they're not
You're
here.
not saying nothing bad though. You just saying like they smart.
I know, but it's not necessary. But it's not necessary to name them.
And they hear how I'm gonna know who they is.
Well, when you come back, she has a real doctor by her name.
Okay, that's fine. I ain't tripping.
Yeah. So, and she's really good with words. mean, she's really good if you want to learn.
Yeah, I know somebody that help you out and do all that, but I ain't gonna tell you their name because they.
Where do you live? Are you in the south or the west or the east? Where are you located? You don't have to tell your exact location, but are you the south? Are you the east? Are you the northwest? Where do you live?
Is you trying to see if I'm finna lie to you or something? I mean, I got it in my bio.
I didn't even get it. I'm driving, so I didn't get a chance to click on your bio.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you, don't look at it if you're driving. I'm in Birmingham, but like I'm in Birmingham, but I'm like one out of one. You're not gonna find nobody in Birmingham that's moving like this. So you would be fooled by the images. You would think everybody the same, but they not. You would think every man the same, but they not.
I'm just intrigued by you, Birmingham and Mississippi and Tennessee.
Don't be intrigued by Memphis. Because of Memphis, I've been to Memphis. I'm from Birmingham. I've been to Memphis, and it's not what you think. The day one when you show up is not gonna be what you think. So don't look up. I'm a handsome dude, so I'll tell you, like, there's, they got like HIV stuff going on and stuff. Like, don't go there. You might start liking somebody out there and they ass and beat on some other shit. I'm just helping you out, like, just chill. Like, be in the clubhouse, relax, cool. Bitch, you ain't out there getting caught up in no dumb stuff. Like, that what they do.
Y'all should see my face. I mean, we really have to get on the point where we can just be streaming. I don't think I wasn't going out there to find a maid or anything like that, but it's just interesting.
When? Hopefully. Yeah, but like the only reason I started talking because you said some stuff that I know about. Like you said that dude was saying nigga and stuff, and I'm like, I play NBA 2K all the time. And the white folks that get on NBA 2K, they come a dime and dozen. Like sometimes you'll find some cool white people, but majority of the time, when I play a video game, I find some people saying nigga. The first thing they say on the mic is nigga. Like they don't do nothing else. And I've been playing that game for like 3 years. But I'm gonna stop playing it soon when I get some other shit going. But I be talking shit to them. But the black people on the game, they help the white person, and I just be outcast as fuck. And I just talk shit to all they ass. Like, I be 4v1 in their ass. They be quitting the game because I be talking so much shit. But like I'm on Clubhouse.
So what are we talking about?
I'm putting you on game. That's what we talking about. Like you don't play 2K. Like this is just a learning thing, so you won't have to go through. If you was to cut on the game and play it, then you would see it. But if you don't want to cut on the game and play it, you ain't gotta see it. You can just like, okay, this is what he said, so this is what it is. And I already know what's gonna happen if I cut that shit on. So you cut it on, you like, oh, I know how to move already. You can't even play me. But if you sit up in this bitch act like a nigga ain't saying nothing, you cut that shit on, and that shit start happening, you gonna be like, damn, you calling me a nigga? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be in that situation. And then you're gonna be another nigga that have to come through, try to talk shit for you, or you gonna be talking shit, but you a woman, so it ain't gonna hit the same. They just gonna use that shit as like they gonna use that shit. Cause it's mostly dudes on that game. That's all I'm saying. The male nigga, I know this nigga.
Well, did you say that you were 28? Or in your late 20s? Because you look like you're around 18 in your picture.
I did want to play this clip real quick. What they've learned about the transcript. Give me a second. music on. Okay, I didn't get a chance to listen, but we do have a bunch of transcripts that the audios, and I'm not gonna be able to play them till later. Or we can play them with Lisa's one, but they got them at the Department of Justice. Obviously, not the Department of Justice, but the DOJ website. Let me go ahead and play what NBC News has as far as what they've heard and what they learned.
Ghislaine Maxwell, in her own words, describing her interactions with President Trump decades ago.
Yeah, I fuck with Trump. That boy solid.
She also says she does not believe former President Clinton did anything inappropriate either, while interacting with Jeffrey Epstein, who would later become a convicted sex offender. Over 2 days last month, Maxwell spoke with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who was once one of President Trump's personal lawyers. The White House has been facing mounting pressure to release more information about the investigation into Epstein, who the Justice Department concluded died by suicide while awaiting trial in 2019. Conspiracy theories have swirled that he was murdered to cover up a client list.
Do you know the existence of any such list?
Maxwell was asked about what she thinks happened. Still, she insists that Epstein likely would not have been targeted by someone outside the prison. Maxwell serving 20 years as Epstein's co-conspirator in the sex trafficking of young women, though her attorney says she's innocent. Also today, the Justice Department turned over the first batch of its Epstein files to Congress in response to a subpoena.
Gutierrez joins us now from the White House. Could Ghislaine Maxwell be pardoned here?
Johnny, several survivors of Epstein's crimes and their families are vehemently against that. But today, Maxwell's attorney argued that his client was a scapegoat after Epstein died in prison. The president recently said that he was allowed to pardon her, but no one had asked him.
Gutierrez of the White House gate, thank you.
That's it.
Today, Lionel Menendez making his case for freedom to a California.
You just watch YouTube. I think everybody here watch YouTube. I don't know why you even playing it. That shit ain't real. That's some regular shit. Niggas chilling and cut that shit off. Check that shit out.
Did y'all hear me at all? Anything?
No, we heard that damn fucking shit through the intercom.
The intercom, that's what they have in school, guys, the intercom.
So y'all didn't hear the paper article? Newspaper. News article.
Yeah, it was about gasoline.
Yeah. He said he heard it through the intercom.
That's why I thought it was funny, because that's where you hear them in high school.
Yeah, he's a high school kid. So what do y'all think? Like, do you think that she doctored her answers because she knows that she's under scrutiny right now, and this may be her chance of getting her?
Absolutely. This is her get out of jail free card, her partner. She's gonna lie and lie, of course. I think somebody last night in here said, or somewhere today, that there's gonna be some press conference with the victims this week. And I don't know where that came from, that information. I'm gonna try to find that, because that would be really interesting to hear. We'll see about it.
And that's the problem. I mean, coming in there and lying is not going to do her any good with all these people still alive to go in there and tell their truth. It's just ridiculous. Do people think this shit out, or they just come up with a plan and think everybody else is going to lay down. If I know that I'm a liar, if I know that I've done so much damage to so many people who are still alive, and I'm literally going to try to pretend like it never happened, that I'm going to rewrite fucking history, I don't get that part. I really am absolutely stunned.
Well, remember that they're all watching him do it. So, you know, when the guy in charge is doing it 24/7, it's pretty easy to think, well, I'll just do the same thing. You know, that's that, you know, what's that woman with the alternative news, the alternative facts? I mean, this has been coming for years. So yeah, they figure may as well just say, well, I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything, I wasn't there. Just doesn't matter. There's no reality, but that's why I want to find out about that press conference, because I would really love to hear them be able to speak.
Yeah, just like Trump yesterday, it's all about lying. It's all about who can tell the best lies and what lies can be believed. Because he straight up lied yesterday when he said that he didn't know nothing about the raid that was going on. And his ex-homie's house. It's just like literally and I guess everybody dumb. We might be dumb. I know who it is. But just it was just amazing.
Yeah, fucking Adams is. Yeah, he has clipped a lot of my shit. He's an annoying F word.
Yep.
He's an annoying N word F word.
Yeah, he's an annoying F word, N word.
That's
Everything developed so quickly, and
press conference.
I don't know, it just
Side note, Southwest Airlines will begin.
It's okay. It's all worth it, you know, because I'm filming all this. So like when Adams gives his little speeches with his Darren Levin he's giving me a lot of content. Like I'm not wasting my time over here. I'm filming everything all these idiots say.
They're also gonna have people purchase for their baggage. If you bring extra baggage, you're gonna have to pay for it.
I know. They're crazy.
They're just gonna implement a baggage. They didn't have a baggage policy first.
Correct.
For example,
wait, you're gonna do what?
They're just
this one person, she said, I never doxed somebody.
carry on. How you saying they doing away with it?
Yeah, so free carry on.
So now you have to pay just like everybody else.
Did you know, Justin,
And for the rest of my life.
I love Southwest. They got started flying the Texas Triangle, Austin, Houston, Dallas, and their advertisement in the 70s was if you were to take a trip on any of these airplanes for the Triangle, you would get a $30 ticket and a handle of premium liquor until the TABC or Texas Alcohol Beverage Commission was like, hey, you can't actually do that. But that was how the airline got started, advertising premium liquor for people.
Dig deep into your pockets, Julian.
So they're really gonna get rid of
I agree.
So you don't care about the fat people having about 2 seats, just sort that as the carry. You only give a fuck about the carry on.
I mean, I don't know what to think about the fact people having to buy an extra seat. I would like it if they didn't have to. It seems like it'd be a better way to operate.
They're gonna lose their popularity with themselves because that's why I only fly them because of that policy. So now there's no reason to no more. That's why people that fuck with them work with them. They don't have like people stupid.
And from there
You
on,
get rid of white people for mess with you.
and from there on,
Those seats are so narrow on Southwest. You know, they're very narrow seats. And I don't consider myself skinny and I don't consider myself fat, but I don't feel comfortable like I do on like JetBlue or Delta.
Yeah, I can see if I was a little overweight, I'd have to get two seats. I could feel that. You know, they are very narrow.
Are they being accused of being discriminatory by charging for the second seat if somebody's obese? Or are they
What
just
really
allowed to do
upsets
that
them
because
all
it's
is
a
when I do
business
these
decision
fundraiser
or
rooms and
otherwise?
people are actually donating. It drives the haters crazy.
And that certain airlines, other airlines also have a policy of making you purchase two seats.
If you want to get
I'm
jobs,
just not
do
sure
not
which
donate.
ones.
Bitch, shut up.
Like anybody cares who any loser is on this app, as if it matters. One person is trying to organize and bring some glory and
But anyway, was the original
some order
story
to
that you're
the
gonna
to
have
the
to start
clubhouse
paying for
streets,
your,
and it's just a ghetto. This is literally a ghetto.
I didn't hear that part of it.
Well, the original story was that overweight people were going to have to pay double the seats, and then I said they're also having to pay extra for their baggage. Like, you can bring on one free check-on, but after that, you're going to have to pay for it.
I think that's the way it's been. You can only have one free bag you can carry with you, and anything checked has to be paid for. I mean,
Yeah, from what I understand, it's a fairly standard part of the airline industry.
so what are we talking about here, Lisa? What's the news? What's going on?
Child, I'm hanging out with y'all. I'm on a little extensive drive here, and I thought I'd come and hang out with y'all, find out what's happening. When I went to sleep last night, it was all about this nonsense, basically dealing with what was going down in DC. My whole road just went left about it. So I'm hoping as of today, because he said today he was going into Chicago. That's what he said. So I guess he's done tap dancing and clowning in DC. Now he's moving on to Chicago, and then next week he should be in New York. So that's what I got. So I'll be listening.
I got that there were 19 places he was going, and I actually saw the list of them. I should go back and look at it.
Yeah, I think all this is performative. But I did go back, Elle, and found out that he arrested 790 something odd people, maybe double digits as far as finding the illegal aliens. I played the arrest of this. I don't know where he was from, but he spoke Spanish, and it was heart wrenching. It was very heart wrenching. He was literally yelling for his life.
Horrible. And I'm on zero basis, like just somebody on the street.
Just was in traffic in DC, like literally in traffic, and they walked up to his car. They eyeballed him, because that's what you can do now. You can eyeball people, and decided that by looking at him, he was an illegal alien. So they went and pulled him out of his car, and he was on the sidewalk. Well, they had him all pinned down. It wasn't nice. About 12 of them were on top of him, and he is literally crying for his life. He's like, I'm not a criminal. I work here. Just let me go home to my family. It was heart wrenching though. I was like, wow. And people are walking by, they look helpless, but yet still, nobody reached out to make sure that he was not gonna die on that sidewalk with 12 people on his back. So I think we're getting immune to the violence. We're getting immune to the destructive behavior and the cops and everything. We're becoming immune to it. Don't you feel? Like now when we see cops beat the shit out of people, it's like a part of being of normality.
It's not really into it. Just we not willing to take that. Like as much as I may feel for it, I'm not gonna jump out there. If they doing that to you, they definitely gonna do it to me. So I mean, that's how it is.
Just I think they're banking on that. This is, it's human nature. I agree. But I think that's part of their master plan. They were banking on just people, the fatigue of it all, and nobody wanting to get involved. They're going to jail. We just walk by it now. It's like I ain't get involved in that. I'm not. I don't want to be involved because I don't want to put myself. And I'm exactly that person right now too. Of course.
Hey Lisa, I just dropped an Instagram reel in the chat. This is what's going on in LA, in Linwood. I know you're driving, so you can't see it, but I want you guys to watch it and listen. Listen to what these men are saying to people as they try to arrest them. I don't want to say any more than that. I want you guys to go out and listen to this. And I'm boots on the ground every morning, as you know, doing what I don't want to say what I'm doing. Anyway, just listen to this. So if you think this might be performative, being down out here, I honestly don't think it is. I really think they're gunning for everybody. Anyway, that's it. Just listen to this Instagram. It's so disturbing.
But when I say the performative, like he's doing this in the fashion by which the outcome I don't think is performative, but the manner by which this is being done, deploying troops, ICE and having people come and join as independent contractors, more like bounty hunters, all this kind of stuff. It's just it's extra. It's extra, and I think he's doing it to be performative to show the MAGA people how purportedly strong he is and how he's a leader. And down there on the level, on the edge of being a dictator, I think he is a dictator. People are like, this is like a dictator. No, it is dictation. And what are we talking about right now? This is someplace I don't even recognize, El. I mean, never. This country, I don't recognize it anymore. I don't recognize anything about this country.
Some of the worst case scenarios we've been laying out for months, they keep getting worse. The worst scenarios are not the worst scenarios anymore. They're all the way there. I think we're all the way there. I mean, we're beyond it. We're like really close to the fascism. And I looked up what the difference was, and it said that one of the defining differences is when the military is used. Then it starts to really get close to all-out fascism. I mean, if he ends up putting troops in every city, it's over. Game over. I mean, I don't know what's left. I mean, you want to live in a city where there's, military vehicles and
Our governor not going. He already kind of, he's a Republican, but he ain't going. Westmore already said that he's not going. So,
So then what happens culturally? Like Tim Walz is my governor. He would never go for it. But if he says no, get them the fuck out of here, does he have power to do that? I mean, what does it come down to?
I mean, technically, you're supposed to be able to, because every state has their own, state patrol, not state patrol, but, I forget, you probably know what I'm talking about, but, Army, whatever, and they're supposed to have their own jurisdiction, from how I understand it, just like with any law enforcement. The FBI can't just run up on an APD case and say, all right, unless it I guess has federal components or it breaks federal law. So unless people are down here breaking massive federal laws, I don't see how they're gonna do it. Now, will he do it anyway? Probably, but I definitely don't think our governor is gonna go for it.
Well, I'm in Minneapolis where George Floyd was, and what happened here. The Walls did not want the National Guard here, and he sent them anyway. So, but what I read was that all it takes is for Trump to declare that we're in a national emergency, and then he can jump over those
emergency rooms are those lost.
I think so when you are, but so if that's the case, I think that is right. But I just don't know. I mean, he may, but declaring a national emergency, that's a lot.
Well, that's how you call off election. And I think that's the plan. Morning, Dr. AG.
Happy Saturday!
Happy Saturday.
Hey, loser. How you doing?
What up, y'all? What up? What the hell I miss on this app?
Well, I was just looking at the New York Times, and they have a front page article today that is entitled How Trump Used 10 Emergency Declarations to Justify Hundreds of Actions. So it says in his 7 months back in office, President Trump has declared 9 national emergencies, plus crime emergency in Washington. And those emergency declarations have been used to justify hundreds of actions, including immigration measures, sweeping tariffs, energy deregulation, that would typically require congressional approval or lengthy regulatory review. So then there's a chart that shows every quote emergency declaration and the actions that flowed from each. There's a whole chart here. I'm going to go ahead and can you mod me for a second? I can just gift it up to the top of the room.
Here's what Trump does. I don't know if we can.
Are y'all talking? Why they didn't ask for sources from kids?
Hey Debbie, yeah, everybody's talking. You can't hear us? We here.
Yeah, I would just ask if you wanted the link for that, because it shows every emergency declaration and then what the actions have been that have followed it. There's a whole chart of it. If you want me to give the room with the article, I can do that. So,
Have y'all figured out how to slow Trump's bitch ass down yet?
The what?
Have y'all figured out how to slow Trump's bitch ass down yet?
No.
The CHF is gonna do that, Gemini. Oh my God, is that Gemini? There ain't gonna be long. I just heard your voice, Gemini. I'm like driving. I was like, wait a minute, is that Gemini? What's that, Gemini?
What's good, y'all? Been working off the app. Get my grind on.
Oh wait, I've been missing you. So glad to hear your voice.
It's good to hear y'all. I'm just stopping by to show face. I ain't gonna stay long, but I wanted to make sure I came through and say what's up to everybody.
That's nice of you to drop by. Grace us with your presence.
See what kind of good shit I done missed out on, because I know y'all been turned up here on super.
Oh, you missed out on a lot, bruh. Yeah. You have to come by. You know what's going on out there, so you know what's going on in here.
Yeah, I'm more tuned in to what's going on outside. I touched grass for about a month. I'm good. I'm moving around.
Can I stream Aaron Parnas' morning report on the uptick now that's going on with military presence? Yes or no? Lisa? culturally, anybody?
Go ahead.
Okay, that's what I was asking. All right, here you go.
We have major news right now. We're about to see a major uptick in National Guard presence in 19 states across the country. More than 1,700 members of the National Guard are set to deploy in August through mid-November for a 3-month period. Here's what we know right now. The 19 states obtained by Fox News include Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Wyoming, and Texas is projected to have the largest National Guard presence in the state. However, this does not include what Donald Trump expects to do in Chicago and in New York, which may include the National Guard as well. So this is separate and apart. This is for immigration enforcement for crime-related issues in those states. Many of those states are red and Republican states. We now have more than 2,000 members of the military in Washington, D.C. We have to have 1,700 more deployed in 19 states across the country. And get ready, Chicago and New York, because you're next. So spread the word.
Y'all know this is a dry run for martial law, right?
What's dry about it?
Right. In other words, keep this clown in office. That's all this is. To see how you're going to react. That's not what COVID did. They wanted to see how you reacted when they said you can't go anywhere, you can't do this, you can't do that. And now they're putting martial presence. You have to understand the United States military is the most lethal force the world has ever seen. They are not designed to wound. They're not designed to police. They're not designed to give a fuck. They are designed to eliminate the threat, the end. And you put something like that and you unleash that on civilians, that's called martial law.
Yeah, but they're also not designed to do that to the civilians too. So I think there's a point at which, the soldier or whatever has to make a decision. And I mean, that's yet to be seen, but I don't know that the United States Army is not Trump's Gestapo, and I think that there's enough, I would hope that there's enough people with integrity and just, that understand how American law works, that, they can't be sicked on the people of this country. That's, what I think.
And that's the key word you said, I hope. See, a soldier is just that. A soldier does follow orders. And when you replace generals who stood in Trump's way like he did, and when he fired them and replaced them with his puppets like he did, those soldiers, all those individuals, there was a reason why there was that influx of people who joined the armed forces once he got into office, like minds. So with that being said, a soldier is just that. They're not a robot. And yes, some of them may question and things of that, but the vast majority I do not believe they will, because they swore an oath to the country. They swore an oath to the president's office. So I don't think it's going to be I don't think you're going to see the valor in what you speak of.
We got some soldiers in here even next time.
Well, absolutely. I've worked with a lot of them too.
Just is right. It's not going to happen that way. It's not legal. It's not legal. Not just here. It's international law against it as well. Right? It's not going to happen.
If that were the case, they wouldn't be, if it's international, they wouldn't be bombing Ukraine, and they wouldn't be bombing Palestinian civilian targets like they do, or taking them out like they do if it was international.
They can do that under the guise of a military attack on military and civilian casualties. That's a lot different. Direct confrontation. But that's not the U.S. military. The U.S. military is just funding that. They're not doing that.
No. The point that I'm trying to make is, he said under the guise, and all it takes is somebody's word. Hey, they're doing this, and I saw it, and I can prove it. And you see the military on, which is what they did, but they still bomb civilian targets. All it takes is for Trump to say,
National Guard, they use any form of force or weapons against the community here. Here, no.
But I wasn't there, so
I'm here. That's what I'm asking.
Lord, I said I wasn't. That's what I'm saying. I can't speak.
They were a presence. Any visible contact came from police, right? They were a presence. They stood there. They held their weapons before they were loaded, right? I don't know if you know that. They're not even allowed to have weapons here. They stood there, and they were a force as far as visually, but that's it. That's all.
Trump, or Hex has said yesterday that they will be armed and several side pistols, I don't know, pistols.
I saw that
To
too.
defend themselves, so you can't move the fingers over that.
That's
I
what
saw that too. I saw that too. They said moving forward.
Yeah,
They're
that's
looking
what
into.
they say, yeah.
Yeah, they're looking forward into arming the National Guard. Now, don't get me wrong. I have nothing but the utmost respect for the military. My grandfather, my father, MIA, Korea. I have nothing but respect. I come from a long line of military individuals. But I do know that they are not designed to police. They're designed to kill and eliminate the threat.
Yeah, but and I agree with that part. I just don't know, especially from after with 2020 and all the protests that happened. The National Guard was hitting them, but they didn't even move. They won't approach you and I don't know if it's a law that keep prohibits them from doing it, but it's just their own. They just are there. They don't really do nothing to nobody. So I don't know what all the laws around it. But I know my dad was in the army, and a lot of people I know, and they said my dad's no longer in it, but he said if that would have been his orders, he wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, I get it. There's a lot of people that will have that type of bill. But what I'm saying is, with all due respect to the ladies in here, you don't put on a condom unless you want to fuck. There is a reason. This is what you call a dry run. There is a reason why you are deploying slowly but surely, just to see people's reaction. And sooner or later, it is going to, an order is going to come out. That's going to go against what we're used to. That's all I'm saying. But hey, I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times in my life. I could be wrong with people, so I don't know.
I hope you're wrong. I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying about the rollout and them trying to see, but when people start saying, again, I'm not I'm not a veteran or whatever, so when Fanny's back in here, we can ask her, but I think they have to be agree to it. I don't know if they can just be go shoot civilians and they gotta go do it. I don't know though. Oh yeah, she back, Daddy. She's not saying nothing. Hey, what you think?
I would say that anytime that you have an armed military in the streets against your citizens, which people who are illegally here, they're not citizens, but they're here, and people may have caught up Americans with these supposed ICE people, which I don't. If you will come grab me off the street, I don't know who you are, I don't have a problem. But if you arm the military and put them on the streets, right, guard, whatever, there's a likelihood, let me just put it that way, of something happening that was unintended, right? At any point, when you have somebody armed, shit can go wrong, it can go south. So that would be the point that I would be worried about when he would start the martial law business.
So y'all think it's gonna be some Timmons Square type shit?
I don't know, Jeff, honestly, because every city's different. And of course, people on social media in Chicago say, we're not DC, come here, blah, blah. There's a whole lot of people out here in a whole lot of different situations already thinking about what they're going to do. Now, will they do it? I don't know. But all I know is when you add more guns into a situation with more variables and people who aren't particularly stable, and to me, it's just a mix, right? It's a volatile mix that may not turn out right. It may go very badly in some states.
I have no doubt that it's not gonna go well. I just think that when I think of like the military turning against the public, that's what I think of as Tiananmen Square.
Oh,
And I just don't think I don't think that our military will like stand on post and shoot our civilians.
I don't think so.
Hopefully not. But you know, I do think some shit could go down, absolutely.
You remember when he held that Bible, just a moment, when he held that Bible upside down, he had asked the generals, people with him, if they could shoot into the crowd and shoot it like that.
And they did it with
And they do it with if they did it even with rubber bullets, okay? You don't know when somebody goes down what they've been hit with, right? It's like this has the potential to go very, very wrong.
Think about it. One thing we learned from the event, one thing we learned from science fiction, the event, is convention said it, strength begets conflict. Your military is your strength. It's already a challenge. Strength begets conflict. Conflict begets death. It's only a matter of time before something goes wrong. And Miss April just said it. You know, they told them, hey, don't come here with that. We're not DC. That's already an open challenge. So you got to be careful with these type of things because it doesn't take nothing but one instance in time that sets something tragic off.
Jerry and April, I hear what y'all saying, and it's valid, right? Trump is 100% stress testing the system. He's 100% seeing how close to a dictatorship he can come to under our laws by tweaking and doing all kind of shady fuck shit like he likes to do. Like there's 100% accuracy in saying that. But I also think that the checks and balances, although they're working pretty fucking slow, are going to reward anything that he's trying to do in that nature. Like there's literally the UCMJ says that we being soldiers, I'm not one now, but I used to be, right? We only have to follow lawful orders. It's our duty not to follow a lawful order. Same for the Secretary of Defense, right? So when he starts going and trying to implement things that are completely against the Constitution, they legally are supposed to abide to the Constitution and say this is not a lawful order. We don't have to comply. Even though you have the authority to issue the orders, it has to be lawfully compliant with the Constitution. If it's not, we don't move. And if you're telling them to harm civilians, shoot civilians, so on and so forth, that goes against the Constitution.
So I have a quick comment.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Thank you. I have a comment. Okay, so yeah, we know how it's supposed to be, but we have also seen how the people who Trump has appointed are not respectful of how it's supposed to be. And in the situation with the military in the streets, confronting the citizens, all it takes is one person. All it takes is one rogue person who accidentally shoots into the crowd. Like, it doesn't have to be a battalion. It doesn't have to be, I already turned right, thank you. It doesn't have to be, sorry, she's getting on my nerves. It doesn't have to be a whole unit that violates. It only takes one person for this to go very wrong.
My issue is this: court. Trump has an issue. He goes and breaks the law and continues to break it while the lawyers sort it out in court. But he's doing what he wants to. Now, if there was a situation where he was saying, I want to do this, let's take it to court, stress test it against the law before I do it, that's a different story. This is one of the, how can I say it? This is one of the most overt expressions of, I'm going to wipe my left butt cheek with the Constitution and my right butt cheek with the Bill of Rights, and then you can go complain about it in court. And what we're going to do is we're going to legislate it. We're going to challenge it in court and string it out as long as we possibly can while we do what we want to do to the American citizens. And this is the problem that I find.
start something out. But I do hope that our military would question before they did something like that. I just don't know.
I see what you're saying, Jerry, and there's no pushback. He's definitely doing a lot of fuck shit and then just seeing how the cookie crumbles afterwards because he knows the system is rigged in his favor, and he's rigging it even further in his very favor with the gerrymandering and everything else, right? I see what the fuck he's doing. Like, everybody sees what the fuck he's doing. I just don't believe that there's enough people in place that will go for it. I think there's still a line of resistance there that's going to keep him checked to a certain level. Like, he's getting his way in a lot of different formats. Like, I see it. But I just don't think he can completely become the dictator that he yearns to be. Like, I just don't think he can. He's just too fucking stupid.
Would that cause a civil war then? Because there are some people in the military that are going to follow him blindly.
Not that. That's actually what I don't know about a civil, like, all-out war. I don't know shit. I don't know how that shit. I mean, I wasn't there when that started, so it could have been like, just like this. But I do think you seeing people like even the like mildly racist, I think that some of them are coming to a point where they're like, all right, like it's gonna be, limits are about to be pushed, and even like what you see, the reason why I think that that's more likely is because like the shit with Elon Musk. What I can tell you is when two people with like that are very headstrong, that are powerful, both think they know it all, both got money, they ain't gonna get into it just one time and it's dead. It's not done until they have the blowout, and the blowout hasn't happened yet. So what's happening now is these like minor fallouts, and then we get back cool, and then we fall out. Yeah, I mean, y'all know, we know how that goes in our personal lives. That never is gonna come to a head. So that is where I think there's gonna be a major split or something, dynamic is gonna happen versus because even this stuff with that's kind of happened before. They did it in Chicago. They've had stop and frisk. I think that I hope that our the people that will feel it the most, who will be black and brown people, are equipped to handle it and to hold their shit and until it blows over. What I don't think is these white people that disagree with each other and want to have their way. I think they're gonna throw fits, and it's gonna be bad. I do think that.
The other thing we have to think about as well, or let me start over. The other thing I think about is the percentage. We know the percentage of oh my God, she's annoying. Oh, shut up, lady. The other thing I think about is that we know the police have been infiltrated by these white nationalists, right? We also know that there is a statistically significant number of them who are in the military as well. And that's the thing that concerns me, because given the right motivation and even any semblance of protection, there's no telling like how those people will respond in citizen confrontations, especially when those citizens are already designated as dangerous, and those citizens that are designated dangerous are also black. So that is something that concerns me, and I get it about the UCMJ, I get it, but we have seen instances where soldiers, like the guy who Donald Trump pardoned, the one that was in Leavenworth for killing those civilians, I think it was Iraqi civilians, maybe it was in Afghanistan, I can't remember, and he was convicted, and his platoon, or the members of his unit, testified against him that he had violated all the rules, and he got a pardon, right? So I think we are existing in a system right now
they shut down the rules. And when you have that, when people have that level of security and their violative behavior, it just makes for unsafe conditions. That's all.
Well, I also think this is what's keeping people off the streets. I mean, we're in kind of a choke here because the public needs to be out on the streets fighting against this or protesting against this, except that if we were to do that, then we walk right into the trap of them saying, see, we have an emergency and violence then breaks out. And then it gives him a way to militarize. That's, to me, that's the biggest problem.
One thing I keep hearing said is martial law. Like martial law is not going to happen. That's out. It's too many legal barriers. But what if I were him and playing devil's advocate? I would use the Insurrection Act. That's a lot more applicable and a lot easier to get enforced, and that will allow you to use the military the way you want that, the way he would like to use the military. I think that's a realistic possibility.
Meanwhile, have you all seen how his hand and wrist are all bandaged? Apparently his hands and wrists are.
Whose hands and wrists are bandaged?
They're all,
Really?
yeah, bruised and bandaged, and they're saying it's because of this vein issue that he has. I was just reading up about it. Insufficient. Sorry, go ahead.
What is that vein thrombosis is what I heard.
Yes, he's right.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
just trying to figure out why are there bandaged? You guys are not. There shouldn't be any reason if you have thrombosis in your hands. Are they wrapped with ACE wrap? Because you guys, I'm trying to.
Where have we seen his hands bandaged? When did that happen?
That's what I'm trying to.
He's having makeup on them.
I'm actually looking at it right now. You can see.
Maybe compression. It's probably compression.
Yeah.
But they don't usually do that, you guys, for thrombosis in your head.
Lisa, I don't know that. I just heard that. I that's not factually back.
The
I just heard it.
only reason I would think of a bandage is them having an infusion and then when they take the needle out, they apply pressure, but I don't see him leaving it on so the press can see it. I'm not saying anybody's lying. I'm gonna go look myself and see if I can
Yeah,
see it.
Harness is reporting it, and you can see a picture, an actual picture of it if you want to hear what he has to say.
Do you have a link?
Yeah.
Put it in your PTR. Not your PTR, oh, the picture, his veins in your PTR.
I can go into the reel and see if I can grab a screenshot of it if you want me to do that.
Yeah, I think he's been getting IV medication because his hands have been bruised and have been using makeup over them, and he has venous insufficiency, whatever. No one has said thrombosis. That's a whole other situation, right? That's a whole other thing. You can't just throw that in there and call it that.
I'm not making any sort of diagnosis.
No. I know you're not.
Yeah, I'm just listening to Aaron's report about it, and in the report you can see it if you want to hear what he has to say. I don't think he would just come out and say something like that.
Oh, Chad, I'm gonna bring you up, Chad. I haven't been. Yeah, I need to read that. I need to see.
You want me to go ahead and
Yes.
see?
Dale, can you do the picture first?
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go through the whole reel to find it, but yeah, I can do that.
Trump isn't saying that he's sick, but the man is talking about how to get into heaven. I have never heard Trump ever say anything about heaven, getting into heaven, being in the church house. Never. So it just seems really odd to me. There's some things that he's saying that could be used, that he could be saying, I'm not doing very good, or they say I'm not doing very good. He said that at one point, and I don't know if he was referring to a situation that he started like he does, or he himself. I can't see him. Yeah, and Chad, you're right. His mouth, me hearing him say, they say I'm not doing too good. That's a thing that you say when you have diagnosis that's not really great at his age. Go ahead, Chad. Oh no. I think he know he about to go to the upper room. I think he know he about to go upper room. He might be
Lower room.
It may be the basement, but
be down there in the hot place.
yeah, he folded up that tent. He done took the pictures out of there.
I don't know about the devil woman because he could be probably run hell back.
I think he's just milking this shit until he dies, and then so they said he's become like extremely rich since becoming president, like to the tune of like 5 billion, and his kids. So I think he's gonna enrich his family. He probably know what's going on with him, but he don't care. He just gonna ride this shit out, and then whatever happens, none of these people care. They just want to luxuriate themselves while they're here. They could give a fuck what happens when they go.
Well, Alex Jones is saying that he's sick, so
Yeah,
That's funny.
Alex Jones is sick as well.
Yes. Alex Jones is, I can't stand him. To me, he's worse than a fucking, well.
I don't need funny though.
My heart still, even though there's a lot that I don't like, there's a part of me that will always have empathy for Melania because she had to lay up under that dude.
She didn't have to do a damn thing. She
Well,
didn't have
she
to
didn't.
do it. Don't, DA, don't start.
April,
Sorry for Melania.
April, wait, let me finish the statement so you understand where I'm coming from. Let me finish the statement. She had to lay up under him to have a child from him. That's all I'm saying.
This woman wore a
No. What I'm saying, she didn't have to do that.
Separated from their mamas and a coat that says I don't care. That bitch can die and rot in hell with him.
And if I was the next president, I would leave the current immigration rules and process.
And send her back home. I agree with that.
Take him there right ass home.
Any woman that has to lay up under.
Had to. There's no had to.
Well, to have his children, you can't get pregnant.
Listen, GA.
Yeah, she chose that
You're
shit.
in it to win it, okay? That's it.
She chose that shit.
I'm gonna leave that picking my.
Hell, that's makeup, love. That's makeup.
No, that's bandage over his hand.
Well, he might have a band-aid, but that's not like he's wrapped in a. That's not Coban. That's not any type of like gauze. That's makeup on top of, and you can see the lines through it, like his wrinkles. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just looking at it myself. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, they're reporting it on ABC, they're reporting it on NBC, so they're all asking about it and talking about this venous insufficiency. What's her face? The press secretary is saying it's because he shakes hands all the time, and that's why his hand is bruised. So that was.
Yeah, because that's the thing we've seen in the medical world is people shaking hands excessively and having everything like their cankles swell up. Because that's the thing. I wish I could talk to that silly whore, Miss Caroline Wyatt.
Well, I just want to get that out of my PTR, so I just put it in there so you can see it.
Thank you for doing it. Thank you so much. But when it comes to women having to do anything, unless there was force, right? She chose, that money comes at a steep cost. And it ain't no amount of money in this world or the next one or however many I visit in this lifetime or another that could induce me to do that willingly. No sir, no ma'am, no way, no how. I'd rather be poor and trying to make $1 out of 15 cents every day of my life than have to or feel like I had to or to get no.
GA, I don't understand. Like, I'm confused. Melania is a whore for hire that chose a very rich man that ended up being president. That's why she's not a first lady. She didn't intend on being a first lady. She don't want to be a first lady, right? She's just there by default because she happened to choose the wrong dude that tricked on her. I can't feel sorry for her at all. She getting paid for her services. Like, this is a deal. The PDA is not in the contract.
So that's why she's not kissing him publicly. But other than that, this is a business deal, bro.
Hey man, I agree with all of y'all. I was just saying the dude is nasty. He's disgusting, and it's sad that any woman would procreate with him. I don't have any pity for it.
No.
It's just. I just said what I said, but I agree with you, Gemini. We can move on past it.
I'm sure she ain't doing it anymore. She couldn't handle it now. Just when you zoom in on those ankles, my God, they are huge. That's why I say stovepipe. His ankles are stovepipe right now. Absolutely. And as for what's going on with his hands, it's the IVs in his hands. It's the IVs. He's getting IV medication, and he's probably resulting in kidney or heart issues because the fluid that he's carrying around, even with the medication, is not reducing. He's still.
That's what the articles were trying to.
And Richard, I'm not being fat phobic because I'm fluffy myself. Ankles. Go look at his ankles and come back and tell me what you would call his ankles. People don't have ankles like that, okay, unless they weigh 700 pounds. All right. His ankles are swollen up.
Unless he got lymphedema, and my mother got that when she had breast cancer. So you got to have usually something triggers it, or you have it like all your life. So something going on.
Yeah, his whatever.
But he's old. He's like 80, right?
Yep, you have to understand he has access to the best medical care you could ever believe in and come up with. The way he came out of COVID, that's why he got that experimental gene therapy shit that people were getting, rich people were getting. Don't quote me on gene therapy. I just know it was not approved by the FDA yet. I have to go back and look what it was, but they were getting that treatment. He got that at Walter Reed. He got all kinds of shit. So
yeah, it was
if
an
they're not able,
infusion. It was the infusion.
if they're not
What's
able,
CHF? What's
that's
that?
congestive heart failure.
Oh,
If
okay.
he's still this fluffy and puffy and nothing, them ankles is over the shoes, okay? And he's getting some kind of intravenous Lasix or some other medication, and it ain't going down.
That's also one of the ways, Gemini, that I didn't know at the time, but when I had my heart attack, my ankles are swollen. They don't typically get swollen. So I've been on water pills for like a year and a half now, since I think it's heart related.
Yeah, you mentioning that. I can tell you this, right? I know with my uncle, the way that we knew he was having heart issues was the swelling in his lower legs, like the water weight in his lower legs was the indicator. And they started giving him heart medication and things of that nature. I think it's very likely that Trump is experiencing that, and he's doing exactly what he accused Biden of, right? Remember how he said Biden wasn't forthcoming with his diagnosis? I think he knows what the fuck is going on with him already right now, and don't want to let us know because he's got to appear strong, so he's going to put some makeup on, band-aids, whatever, and try to cover that shit up.
He needs a better makeup person because they don't blend or do anything. I need to get a close-up shot of those ankles for the people that ain't seen.
Have y'all talked about Pete Hegseth? Have y'all talked about the people that Pete Hegseth fired yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Because they were mad that they told the truth about the strikes against Iran.
What do y'all think would happen if this is over the worst case scenario, right? And he has CHF, or let's say he doesn't even die, but he's not capable of performing his test anymore. Y'all think it's gonna be better under Vance?
Hell no. Everybody tap on my PTR to see them that cankle up close. But no, Vance has vacationed 8 times out of 7 months or whatever the hell, or something, 7 out of 8. He is Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel made him, who he controlled his whole Senate campaign. Vance is, yeah. I never think there's somebody gonna be worse from Trump, and then they show the hell up and show out. And the stuff that Peter Thiel, who also is, he grew up in South Africa, or was he? Because he and Elon were the same age, and I believe they both were in South Africa around the same time when they were growing up. But there's a whole lot of shit that those people want. We talked about Rock Bridge very briefly. That's some more stuff of wealthy people, wealthy donors who try to get these people elected. But yeah, that's someday maybe a room will do.
Peter Thiel's German. He's German.
Oh, is he
But,
German?
But I think that J.D. Vance is worse because J.D. Vance is ideological. Donald Trump is not ideological. He's transactional.
Yeah, absolutely.
J.D. Vance is ideological and he's smart. He has a very good understanding of of sort of the social dynamics, sociocultural politics, and he's a lawyer. So he's very conservative. I've said this before. People said they don't think that he's a natalist, but I think he's a natalist, and I think he's a nationalist as well. And so he'll be worse. He'll be worse. He's gonna push for more confinement for women, the limiting of women's rights. He's gonna push and advocate for that, in addition to the general restriction of civil rights. I think we do not want him to be president at all. So weekend at Bernie's, Donald Trump, as much as we can. Prop him up, dope him up, like how they give them football players their steroids and push them back out there on the field. Pump him up and roll him out. That's pump and roll. That's
So J.D. Vance is really that much worse?
Absolutely.
Is he MAGA? Is he part of the MAGA movement, or do they?
I think he's beyond MAGA.
Yeah, I do too. I think he is pure eugenic. That's what he's about.
Yep.
You know, he's about everything being just strictly white, white nationalism. That's his thing.
Even though his wife is not.
He grew up in South Africa, and he totally running.
I thought he grew up in Ohio.
No, we're not talking about Peter Thiel. We're talking about J.D. Vance.
He's with Musk, but J.D. Vance is completely natalism. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, I'm getting confused now. So y'all are talking about Peter or J.D.?
J.D. Vance. J.D.
That's what I'm talking about. So he grew up in Ohio, right now?
Yes.
That was my bet.
Okay. And he's a white nationalist?
Ohio and Kentucky.
I think he's a white nationalist.
Which is the heartbeat of racism. So are you saying he's like kind of siding with white nationalists and things like that? I don't know nothing about that.
I totally believe that about that.
So I think so to me, like the white nationalist thing is like a very specific thing. I think he's adjacent to that, but his views are clearly to limit and minimize the power of people who are not white. I would not go so far as to say that he wants the elimination of those people from the country, which I would say is the white nationalist position. So I wouldn't go so far as to say that. I could be wrong about that. But he's definitely aligned with ideas about with basic sort of white supremacist ideas, even though, and it doesn't matter that he's married to someone who's not white, because that's a part of it as well, right?
What nationality is this white?
I'm sorry?
What nationality is this white?
She's Indian. Because I mean, a lot of these people, they take their colonialism personal too. Like they colonize in other ways too. And his wife probably subscribes lot of his ideas about people of color because that would not be off brand.
Yeah, she's from
There
a
are many
caste
East
system.
Indians. I'm sorry.
No, I said she comes from a caste system society.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of them, a lot of East Asian women, particularly Indian people, they are very, um, they have a lot of anti-black, like a lot of anti-blackness. They're very white identified. They're very much British, a lot of them, in the colonial sense, totally colonized. So.
Do you think that that there's a chance that you remember all the stuff that he was saying about Donald Trump, like prior to? Do you think that he would revert to that person, or you think that was part of it too?
See, this is what I don't know, because this is where I have, and I think I mentioned this before, this is part of my conflict with him, because there's this iteration of JD Vance, and then there's the 2014, 2015 JD Vance. And I don't know, like, I don't know what the relationship between those are. I would say, like, that's why unlike Donald Trump, who I think would have a country that didn't have people of color or black people in the country, I don't think that JD Vance is that person. So when he talks about, I think he could still manage to believe what he believed about Donald Trump and his autocracy, his authoritarianism, and see himself as not autocratic and not authoritarian, if that makes sense. He's just a natalist and a believer in racial hierarchy, which doesn't require autocracy or authoritarianism to function, if that makes sense.
And he has the weight of the evangelicals behind him on that.
But I think evangelicals is something we are familiar with that. I'm not sure. I guess I'm kind of like you. I don't know what's the real version of him, like that first version or this version.
Yeah, because as I think about, and the other thing is, like, he's doing a lot of talking now. He's not doing a lot of the writing and kind of intellectual work that he was doing before. So that's like another missing piece. But I could very well be convinced into believing that Donald Trump is just an instrument, and Donald Trump's extremism is an avenue for him to ingratiate himself because he's not as extreme, right? Like, that dude was way off. But here's a version of these same ideas without the odious components that Donald Trump brings. I could be convinced that that's a strategy.
Hasn't he been kind of bringing those to other countries? Haven't we seen him, going into other countries and shaming them and kind of the ways the ones people are treated? I mean, a lot of that is coming from JD Vance. I don't know. I mean, he's certainly, obviously he's Trump's mouthpiece for now. I don't think there is a way to know who the real JD Vance is. But I agree with you about him not being an instrument in the same way Trump easily is.
Yeah, and if you listen to him, like, even when he goes, he's talking to the people, but he's also talking about the governments, right? It's like the things that he wants the governments to do and what he wants the people to demand, like, of their government. So he's not, it's, it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's like he doesn't not believe in the democratic process. He just wants it to look a certain way. He wants people to elect people who have certain beliefs so that they can organize the government and organize the state in a certain way. Whereas Donald Trump he doesn't believe in democracy. He doesn't believe in any sort of institutional order. He doesn't believe in institutions. He's really an autocrat. He believes, like, I am the, in George Bush's words, I am the decider. I'm the visionary. I'm the shepherd. I'm the operation. I'm all of it. And that's where they split.
It's interesting how Musk has disappeared off the scene. I mean, we never talk about Musk anymore. It's like, is it like he was done and then he was just gone? After all of that mess came in.
I don't believe he's gone. I think he still supports Trump monetarily. I think he just stepped out of the lie for a second.
I mean, does it matter that we don't see him? We're still feeling and experiencing the ramifications and the consequences of his presence. So he may not be physically present, but he's present. Right? I mean,
yeah, definitely. Well, he did his damage. He did it really well.
that's like I said before, it's gonna take us 2-3 generations to undo this. This is not a one election fix.
Doc, I was listening to Gates. I think it was last week, and he was saying that the damage that the tariffs are going to do, and the damage that Trump is doing to our economy, is going to hit us for the next couple of decades. That prices will continue to rise for that long.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, we're never going back. We're never going back. Once they found out how much they could charge us and still people ain't in the streets over food and prices and stuff, they're never gonna do a reset lower. There might be a chain or two here and there. I think it was at Aldi's that wanted to lower prices and did lower prices. Costco will remain who they are probably. But these why would they go back? But it's gonna, I mean, at some point there's gonna be a crash at some point. Oh, yeah, no doubt. The poor and the middle class, this is not sustainable. And those people are going to be so economically squeezed that there's gonna have to be radical action. There's gonna have to be something like the Rooseveltian New Deal. That's the only thing that's gonna pull the country out of the ravine that it's getting ready to be in. It's like when Barack got elected, he said the Republicans drove the car in the ditch, and now they're mad, or they're giving him backlash and criticizing how he's pulling it out of the ditch. But then once the car gets out of the ditch, they want to drive it again, right? And so it's gonna take something super radical, because we not gonna be in the ditch. We gonna be crashed at the bottom of a ravine. So hard times are coming. They are coming.
just watched another reel of a doctor saying that he thinks what Trump has going on is congestive heart failure. That is the read on the swelling in his ankles and now in his hand. That makes sense to you, Lisa? Anyone? Yeah, that's what it looked like to me, Ramona, because my mom had that and it looked like that. I don't think he's gonna make it to 2028, you guys. I need to go, y'all, so you guys moms need to take over.
let's hustle that is.
He looking at all that shit look crazy. Like Bloods and Crips, that shit was like, I still remember when I first started seeing GDs and shit. I was a kid, I noticed the tattoo shit.
Are you
That
eating?
shit, yeah, ice lords, you know what I'm saying?
Could you eat on mute?
Y'all gotta learn about voice isolation. Voice isolation is key.
Legs no goddamn one teeth. All Jay-Z brought the destruction to our
Can someone mute him, or I just gotta leave? I don't listen to the smacking.
Oh, my bad.
How do you do that? Oh.
Voice isolation, my nigga.
I didn't mean to make it.
He's muted now. Go ahead. Well, if you were saying, I'm sorry. Thin glasses. Y'all were saying something.
I said, imagine me saying that Jay-Z brought the death and destruction to our kids because he influenced the league of drug dealers. Shit just crazy.
92 bricks, nigga.
Glasses, but you know, Prince would say she was playing for the mafia.
Oh no, man, but you knows how they praise white people. Oh my God, they know the way the white people do it. You know, they have suits on.
And they snitch. Go figure. Sammy the Bull told on everybody. He killed everybody. We cool with Sammy, but we mad at Gangsta though. And Gangsta told on niggas that was dead. Gangsta told on niggas that was dead. Nobody had to go to jail. Sammy sent niggas to jail. But it's cool though. But we got a problem with T.I. telling on the dead nigga. If I'm dead, my homies know. If I'm dead, we getting something. Y'all better blame me. Blame me whether I did it or not, nigga. Go get your family, nigga.
Let me do this solid for you. This last solid.
Take it to the grave, cradle to the grave.
I'm gonna do this last solid for you. Get you out of trouble.
So Glass.
Hey, Glass, my poison me at 16, bro. They made me want to go sell drugs and rob.
Is it a fine line between being a gangster and gang banging?
No.
Same thing.
Yeah, that's just something crazy niggas say. I didn't argue with niggas that's gangsters and homies and all that shit about this shit. So that's like an arrogant thing. That's like an arrogant thing that a soldier, like a jarhead in the hood, is like. A jarhead will feel like they got more rank, even though they know they don't got more rank. You know what I mean? Like a jarhead feel like a nigga that's putting in work feel like he the most important part of the hood. You know what I mean? I done had this argument with a lot of different homies about who does what, and cause you know everybody think they the baddest niggas, but the jarheads is always the worst. The niggas doing that think they the baddest niggas. They the most important part to the neighborhood. But no, if you from a gang to have a functioning hood is like it's gonna take multiple different types of people. And the reason, like I'm telling Lex, is unorganized is because they fight that function. Like it's so much more potentials to crip gangs and blood gangs is way more potential. But again, you got members, a bunch of poor people coming together trying to make it work, and they just start fighting over silly shit. But there's so much more potential to it. But a homie is a homie, you know what I mean? Especially if you grew up with him. There's certain homies that's gonna go shoot. That's their thing. They gonna go shoot every day. That's their favorite thing. You know what I mean? They're jarhead. They ain't gonna be able to make a dime. Then there's certain homies who hustle and make money and still they put on for the hood. Certain homies go to college. Certain homies got jobs. Certain homies just hang out and be bums all day. It's all a functional part of the neighborhood.
Yeah, my cousin, he ain't active. Well, he ain't active no more. But he OG out of Compton and shit. He owns like dental clinics and shit for the community. He doing all types of shit.
And you're solid. If you're a solid homie, you're a solid homie. It don't really matter. But to your point, Jose, there's gonna be a bunch of niggas that's. Me and Mom James had this conversation before. We was on the fucking podcast, and I'm arguing him down. I'm like, man, James, you can't consider just the jarhead, the main nigga, or he the most important part. Imagine the mafia considering the hitman as the most important, part of the community or the organization, I should say. It's just the same thing. They don't want to admit it. That shit is all that shit come from. Them niggas just wanted to. It's how people feel like when the game passed on to the West. It's just like how the Drake fans do it, where they can't believe it happened. So it's like it gotta be something else. It gotta be they wanted to do this for the kids, or they want the labels had them. They had that's how they see it, because they can't believe that they dropped the ball, or somebody got their hands on it. So they make some lame excuse. Oh, they had a meeting where they was going to empower the West Coast because the West Coast was talking about the Hootie Blam. It's like, nigga, Wu-Tang was talking about the same thing. Biggie was talking about the same thing.
Hey, I would just say it just really show how powerful the real companies are and how scared niggas really is. The company that these niggas are scared to name is Vivendi. That's the real company. And Vivendi owned 2 record labels. Yeah. It's like they own 2 of the labels, but they own a shit ton of private prisons. It's not no label. It ain't Warner. It ain't Universal. It ain't Sony. They don't own shit. The company that owns them owns the prisons and the fucking labels. That's what that shit is. Niggas just ain't gonna say it.
Yeah, but again, do I think Vivendi naked their business to put on shit to inspire shit? That shit is partially probably true and partially some bullshit.
It's 100% bullshit. They don't gotta do that, bro. They don't have to do anything. They gonna fuck with us on laws. Y'all really like y'all. I tell niggas this shit, bro. I grew up on the 300 block, straight gangster shit, through and through. What you think affected me more, listening to the Chronic at 8 years old, or staying next door to 2 crack houses where I see murders and shootouts like face to face? What you think fuck with me more, the music or outside my house?
Yeah.
So how can this music affect any of us more than the shit we see outside our house? It can affect little Sally and little Billy in the suburbs that ain't never seen it. It can make our black children that grew up outside of this shit think it's cool and want to get in it, but it can't corrupt the niggas that grow up around corruption. It's retarded.
That's where the stories came from. That's what I was saying a couple hours ago, son. Like, rap ain't shit, but like the expression of what's going on outside, right? Like, it's what you see. Not everybody sees it, but some people do, and that's their story. And then the fans are the people who it resonates with. Like, you saw it or you can relate to it in some way. At least that's how it is for me. How it was for me. For better or for worse.
Really, Callie, all that shit could do for us was provide a soundtrack to the dumb shit we was doing.
Right, that too.
So y'all was
I wasn't doing it.
It just made you feel like you wasn't alone. That's it. Like, it was like when I first started selling rock, Jay-Z had came out, and it was like, oh, niggas in New York doing this too. Damn, I wasn't by myself, or it was just as long as my neighborhood.
Bro, we got some little young niggas right now. They've been at war about 15 years, and the older niggas is like 30. This shit started when they was like teenagers. Niggas couldn't even buy a pack of cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? This is spanned off nigga music, like 2 different for real, 3 different generations of niggas. You know what I'm saying? And I be telling these little niggas like, bro, y'all gonna hopefully age out of it. But when you age out of it, that's why like the older niggas be talking shit like, oh, why is Benny them they 40s and they still talking about this? Like them niggas perspective.
Man, I hear the niggas telling me that all the time. Like, that's man, when you gonna stop crib? You gonna be 50. Nigga, I'm not gonna never not be no crib. What do you mean? Well, why the fuck would I wake up and not be a crib? Why the fuck does that even? Yeah, what the fuck does that mean? Like,
you see this in my PTR glasses?
Oh yeah.
People so brown.
That's gonna be what B
to the day I die.
Man, you just never stop,
My
bro.
wife hated. She hated, bro. Like she hated so bad. She like don't even bring that shit in the house. Don't even. Don't think that shit. But it represents something that they got a reason that like they got a reason to hate. That's here.
But the truth is, dog, like it depends on what type of nigga you is. Like if you the type of nigga that like you could be whatever type of crip you want to be. You don't gotta. It ain't no rules to how you gotta do your thing. You could be a fucking dentist and be a homie, bro. You do whatever you want to do. Only difference is, you know what I mean. Now you just represent a bunch of people, and every decision you make, you feel me, is like
affects them. It affects them.
Yeah,
And
it
vice
affects them.
versa.
So it's like that's how I used to feel like. They be like homies, man. My homies will tell you they be trying to court niggas on. I be like, man, don't court these old weird ass niggas on. I don't need them niggas doing nothing dumb and then doing it in the name of the set. Then I'm just looking stupid all the damn time.
That's why my world is different. You can't like I tell you like this, bro. Y'all took certain principles from us and like really adhere to them. It'll clean all y'all shit for you. Niggas wouldn't know what the fuck is going on.
Man, I try to tell my homies, bro, we should start collecting dues. I said dues, cuz. Let's start collecting dues. Homie, like that way niggas in prison, feel me, we can you know, it can be cheap dues. I'm like, man, certain homies that's in good standing in prison, that we can make sure they little canteen is solid and they got all the phones and cell phones, especially if they're in good standings. I'm like, every time it's a hood day, and we do 2 hood days. We got the hood day that's 11/7, and we got the 1/17 hood day. And I'm like, man, they can finance that. And I'm like, man, we can really raise enough money. Certain homies that we can put certain, like, get a scholarship away from the set and all that. Man, you would have thought, oh man, last one, you know, some homies is cool, but some, man, you know, every homie can't afford that. Well, they shouldn't be gangbanging if they can't afford $25 in dues. That's just crazy.
You better go earn it.
You need a job, nigga.
Yeah. My cousin, he used to do that with his homie Wallace. They used to do that back in like they did that up until, but they still kind of do shit like that. But it's strictly like community based, like you said.
And the whole point is like that big shootout that happened in Texas with all the bikers, like 200 niggas, they all get locked up and nobody said a word. That should speak volumes of like why on the black side, the white side, the Mexican side, outside of the gangs that's been here since the 60s that just got them names, that's just them names, niggas don't know. Because it's too hard to get in. I brought niggas around. I brought niggas from the yak around. Them niggas was getting cut left and right. They got around, got in there like, yeah, we ain't cut them. Nah, you ain't cut for this shit. So get the fuck off. You can hang around and be party and be cool with that. You know what I'm saying?
The first thing they're gonna do is hand you all the principles, like the beliefs and shit, and then you go from there. Cause like that's what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? He's a 4-corner hustler. And like, it wasn't until I got older, I was like in my 20s when he, you know, sort of invited me to like just kind of learn about it and shit. But by then I was like, no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing.
I was arguing with some niggas and they like, why, like you stupid, you 30 and you join a motorcycle club. Like, bro, we don't got no bunch of 20-year-olds. They don't like young niggas ain't just accepted in that shit. Cause young niggas is ignorant and dumb shit.
Niggas be prospecting. My dad been an ace saying for 40 years. 40 something years.
You already know. You know
what I mean? So it's like, but it's just, gangs got way more potential. But remember, it's a way, you know, poor folk organized. So don't nobody want too many requirements, odd as it sounds. Nigga, even homies just want just the benefit. They don't want the requirements.
Niggas knew how much shit I had to do to get what's in my PTR. That shit wasn't just handed to a nigga.
Man, them niggas make you do all that prospect and all that old shit, man. That shit crazy.
That shit crazy, but I like once I got all the way in, I understand.
Yeah.
You really gotta prove your motherfucking loyalty. Like, nigga, there's levels to this shit.
once you get to the top, then you understand. Then once you see, like, nigga, I'm telling you, like, boy, it's a beautiful world, man. It's just a dangerous one.
It's all good though. I just wanted Lex to admit it. He don't win it. He's starting to see that it's true. Gabo already sent you a damn request. I don't know why you ain't came up.
It's like niggas like guilty, them gangster niggas, man. They hip hop, you hear Guilty Simpson, you think Jay Dilla, Stone's Throw, MF Doom, Peter Butter Wolf, but Guilty a friend of my club. Guilty, real nigga. But you wouldn't think it because of the music. You surprised who be what, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Guilty Simpson.
It's big bro, man.
Good dude. Solid homie. Yeah, I don't know. You be trying to tell niggas the truth, niggas get mad, nigga feelings be having a fuck.
Gangsters make for real. Gangsters make, hey, you know what I think though for real? I think we don't got enough gangsters on the business side like we did before. And it's like now with all of these numbers and analytics and shit, it's like different type of minds of control for running this shit and getting in positions of power. We need a couple of the OGs to get back on this shit. I can tell them a couple of men.
It's all good. We'll see. We'll get to it.
Hey man, all of the groups in Detroit, they dead. Man, that shit it's a wrap. But Babyface Ray about to read 19, he said. That's what he said in public. So we gotta see if that play out, man. All of the other shit, all that shit gone. The Bang Gang Boom just got killed the other day. Bang Gang was like, you said what?
The niggas goddamn. That's that like little bit. That's a whole different generation of little niggas that got killed. That's a whole different generation of people.
Yeah, but they the last of the groups in Detroit. It was like Band Gang and Shred Gang. It was the last two, like.
You know, Band Gang should be the same thing, but it's the same thing.
I know it's the same thing, but you know what I'm saying? But motherfucker.
I know the homie got killed. You know that was a mistake when he got killed. Yeah.
I don't even know, bro.
Yeah, nah, he got killed. It was so the nigga who funeral he had went to repast, told the nigga not to fuck him up. He ended up going to a park on suicide, and the blood niggas and the 4-2 niggas were beefing. So the niggas came through when the police found like 120 shells. So the nigga who got funeral he was on the killing spree. He killed a bunch of niggas. Like he killed a bunch of niggas, like all the niggas, and he killed a bunch of people. Well, Boone was just there because he fucked with him. But that was a mistake, bro. No, the nigga there came. No, you know, Boone. I guess this is niggas do Frank. I ain't even got 6. No. That I know. You know. I know them niggas too. Any side of T.O. son. Yeah, the niggas always signed the same labels. Any niggas always T.O. And we've been on a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? I the bad game niggas. I know Boom and Mom personally. The niggas. Yeah, I know. Oh, trust me, I know. That wasn't no saying. Nah, but he wasn't beefing with the 4-2 niggas. The 4-2 niggas, because you know the fans ended up coming out raiding 12.
been already saying shit.
I don't give a fuck about what you talking about, nigga.
Shit, I'm saying.
You talking about what you talking about, bro? Yeah, nigga, 300 block, nigga, that's where I'm from, nigga.
Shit, I'm saying. I'm having a last that shit.
I don't give a fuck what you heard of, nigga. Exactly.
That nigga be tough at ADHD.
Nigga, I'm tough. Hey, this me and
This nigga was about to say I'm tough everywhere. No, you not. You from Pawnee.
I am. Nigga, I am, nigga. I sure am, bro. So what that got to do with anything?
Nigga from Pontiac, bro.
Okay. Niggas get killed here every day.
No, they don't. Now you lying. Niggas get killed once every 6 months in Pontiac.
Yeah, that's what you believe.
So I know.
Yeah, you don't know shit, my nigga.
So you was DDG was chasing you around?
The murder man. Chill, bro. Them niggas squats. Yeah, bro. That shit squats. Don't bring that shit like that.
I give a fuck about that nigga or his people. Nobody gives a fuck.
And they chasing you around that body was scared.
Yeah,
Hey, how y'all be knowing all this crazy shit? I was going to
they don't be knowing shit, bro. They trolling, nigga.
Dub press that nigga. Dub press that nigga.
In Pontiac,
Dub ain't
in the
press
first
shit.
5 months, 25, it was one homicide. I was literally correct. One homicide every 5 months.
One homicide every 5 months. Yeah.
What that nigga mean that nigga chase you around the corner? What the fuck you talking
Ain't
about?
nobody chase me around the car, bro.
DDG brother Dub.
DDG brother, hey, them niggas don't get it.
Is that the one that did the little video with the Army Beach Coast and they took all his food and shit?
Man, them niggas is not coming in the ghetto, bro. Trust me, man.
Wait, what happened with? So that day it happened? Dub, you need to say something. That nigga Dub.
Yeah, man, especially where I'm from, them niggas ain't for damn sure ain't gonna come rob me yet.
Oh, wait, so what happened though?
Nothing.
Bro, y'all have one homicide for the year, which is great. That's
That
great.
shit squash, bro. I need to bring that up.
We had one homicide. What's his name? Tell me his name.
Oh,
Since you seen one homicide, tell me. Look, you missed the information, man. Tell me.
Who was the
No,
one
tell
nigga?
me.
Yo, sound crazy. Oh, that sound
Who the one nigga who got killed?
Bro, that sound dumb as hell. That shit sound crazy.
No,
You telling him the name of one nigga who died in the year?
If it was only one person, the name is gonna be so easy to find.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that you
So
about
what's
to
the one
name?
nigga name?
Are you about
What's
to
the
name
name?
5 other niggas that died?
No, I just want him to name his name. I want you to say his name. Say it, Dirty. Since only one nigga died, it should be real easy to find his name.
I'll tell you right now.
Say it, nigga.
Let me look it up. I'll tell you
There's a
right
picture
now.
in my motherfucking PTR. So say his name.
So the
Since you're the only one that died. Say it.
Fuck you, nigga.
I'm talking to you. You
Wait,
said
that was your, y'all know
It was actually one.
you
That
talking
was
to
your
your
man?
nigga?
You said it was just one this year that died in Pontiac for murder. What's his name? It'll be easy.
But I don't know, nor do I care. I'm just telling you that you,
But
you say
if
niggas
you
die
could
every day.
find it, if you could find it, if you found that just one murder fight, it'll be simple to see how many people died in
I'm sure I
Pontiac.
can find it, but I'm not about to go waste my time.
Find it.
You told me niggas die every day.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah, shit crazy.
Find
Cause
it.
I was talking about hip hop and this nigga.
One nigga.
Make calls.
One nigga is his friend, Dirty.
Man, you make calls around.
I'm not disrespecting him. He talking like it's like that. It should be 3. You know what I'm saying? Cause 2 more niggas should have got knocked down behind that. How tough you talking, nigga? Stop talking to me.
Find it. Find it.
Pontiac.
Don't make the right to
Find it.
No, the house is 75,000. Yeah, niggas ain't knocking shit. Michigan, Detroit, for sure niggas getting killed. It's $1,000 house.
It's $1 glass. It's not.
I looked at those houses. Like when I started looking at them houses, because I was looking at them houses in Nice yesterday, I'm like, man, 50 still crazy. Nigga, house for they had houses in Detroit, nigga, for 87 cutting, same price, nigga. Nigga out there Euro trip with nothing, boy, they gonna knock your fucking head off over there.
House for $1 Detroit, dog.
Yeah, they for sure.
It says Stern turned this outfit. That was your man though? But I'm looking it up. That was Jimmy Turkey.
I know y'all not
That's what nobody told me. So like that's all.
Thing I was that like we didn't space on did you hear that they asked her about she said he'd never been to the island.
You was asking the question, bro.
That's how you know she's
mind my business, bro.
Why in your city said every restaurant is closing? Like y'all don't have no restaurant.
The house is 100, nigga. The house 1,000.
Hold on, glasses. What you mean that's best, bro?
Mitigation of
Y'all niggas is squatters, man. Just say that.
Yeah, I saw former speaker. I saw that about how Ghislaine said that Trump and Clinton were both innocent men and did nothing wrong, and denied that they had any involvement whatsoever. I thought it was interesting that she also cleared Clinton because that creates a double jeopardy where it's not just Trump she's clearing. So that was a really interesting little sound clip from her that they released. And the Trump's personal former attorney who now works at DOJ, he says, "I'm not here to give you anything or to promise you anything." So it's like they really do control the narrative and the media that we consume. What was that? Blocking vaccinated people? You mean like their profiles? I mean, people got tricked. You have to have compassion and kindness and friendship because people got suckered into the vaccines. No, people just line up. The whole country operates off of what's called compliance. And most people, their whole lives are built around being compliant. And having worked at the former, or at the United States Treasury and the IRS, the word which is always tossed around by the commissioner is compliance. You need to come back into compliance. So the COVID-19 vaccine lockdowns and forced vaccinations, that was a compliance exercise. And unfortunately, there's just a lot of victims of that compliance exercise. But Kennedy, the bull, is the head of the Health and Human Services Secretary of the Trump administration. And, they have finally found their match. I mean, for really 40, 50 years, the pharmaceutical industry, ever since Reagan, has had limited liability in terms of what they manufacture and distribute, and the medical misinformation claims that Big Pharma makes. So it's deceptive advertising on behalf of Big Pharma, and they're the biggest advertisers, but because they are the biggest recipients of Medicare, Medicaid, $4 trillion a year is printed up to go to Big Pharma, to big health insurance providers. And so that's the type of economy we live in. And that's one of the branches of the two snakes we have to choke off, the other being the military industrial complex. But Big Pharma and the big military industrial complex, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, 100 other companies, and 100 other Big Pharma, they are the biggest problems in our society, and we are paying for it. That's the insanity of America.
thing that came out where it's like a list of 50 things you can't say because it'll trigger people. Did you hear about that? Could we get that list actually, Rob? Let me find it. Yeah, well, let's read this list together as a group, you know, and hopefully we trigger some people. Hopefully. Anyway, we're on a Mile High spacewalk. Coming up on a mile and a half right now. Starting to sweat.
I know so many people who got injured or died. It's crazy.
Yeah, and a lot of them have repented, you know, if they're still alive.
My friend's dad got it and then like died within a day or two.
Yeah, that's directly from him. He died from it. So. Yeah, there's like a new study that shows like 73% of the people who died within like 5 days of getting the vaccine is because it was directly because of the vaccine. That's a Dr. Peter McCullough. Dr. Peter McCullough did a report on that.
I had a coworker whose wife likely got the vaccine, you know, and because she had her cancer in remission. Well, her cancer came back full strong and she died. I think they just spent this last year just dosing her with all kinds of stuff, and then she died in July.
Vaccines are so extremely triggering. I just did an interview with a former Marine, nurse, and podcast host. He's vaccinated, his whole family is vaccinated, his grandchildren are vaccinated, and sure enough, we don't have any health problems. Well, you know, health is one of those things where it can sneak up on you in the middle of the night. Next thing you know, you got a major health problem. You're like, where did this come from? Oh, well, maybe taking an experimental vaccine manufactured in India by AstraZeneca, over 1.2 billion dosages were manufactured by AstraZeneca in India. So, you know, Grok is an amazing tool because it cuts through all the friction and the noise and gets you exactly what you're looking for to make your point. And the scamdemic pandemic was long in the making. I mean, I originally saw documentation from the George Bush administration, not just theorizing, but actually planning for this as if this was like a national security maneuver for the American people. But it's just a big dollar giveaway, a huge tax, debt and borrowing scam to stick future taxpayers with all this borrowed money. So
they were copywriting or getting all kinds of patents or whatever on like 1993 or 1996 or something like that. But for a long time, you're right.
Okay. All right. So I got the blacklist of terms that Democrats say we need to stay away from. So these are all kind of terminologies. Privilege, violence as environmental violence, dialoguing, triggering, othering, microaggressions, holding space, body shaming, subverting norms, systems of the oppression, cultural appropriations, Overton window, existential threat to climate, democracy, economy, racial transparency, stakeholders, the unhoused, food insecurity, housing insecurity, person who immigrated, birthing person, CSI gender, dead naming, heteronormity, patriarchy, LGBTQ+, BIPO, I've never heard this one, BIPOC, allyship, incarnated person, and involuntary confinement. Those are like all the terms right now. I don't think they've got more, but those are the ones that they're listed. So a lot of these terms are liberal terms. Yep, they're saying it's destroying their party by using them. needs a mirror to look and see what's really going on.
Well, Trump is going city to city now destroying Democrats. So he's coming to Chicago, and the Democrats here, like cockroaches, are already vibrating and out of control. They have no idea what they're about to experience, because if they can clean up Washington, D.C. in 1 week, they can clean up Chicago in 1 week or 2 weeks and take a lot of the control and power and humiliate and shame the mayor who's running the city into the ground. The city is completely bankrupt. The state is completely bankrupt. And Trump, like a conquering crusader, is taking America back one city at a time.
It's great, like, yeah, Portland, Eugene, then go down to California. Jeez, cool place, like the whole West Coast is a mess. I mean, you just walk down this, like, in the middle of the town here, there's shit on the sidewalk, there's tweakers everywhere, there's shit in the streets. My brother works for the trauma response team, and one day he went to like 33 overdoses. Took these people in the hospital. I mean, and who's paying for this?
We're paying for it. This country spends $88 billion a month just on education alone. $88 billion a month, 1.1 or 1.4 trillion a year we dump into education. What are we educating? You know, it's unbelievable how much money.
The rainbow flag rather than the American flag. Jeez.
Yeah, it's liberal, socialist, populist. Mondani has raised $1 million and he's projected to win. So, you know, that terrifying reality of a radical Muslim communist taking over America's greatest city is a reality. You know, this is what happened to London. So, if individuals like him aren't defeated strategically and comprehensively, I mean, it is like a domino theory effect, you know, within the United States, but Trump is literally liberating city to city, and he can't do it fast enough. And he needs to, you know, his health is a concern, and, you know, I think him staying in the White House and meditating and commanding from the bunker is the best way for him to do it. People will obey his orders and do what needs to be done, but America has to be liberated internally as soon as possible.
Yeah, he's working a ton. He's messaging numerous times per day. The way he delegates a bit more.
I mean, I go out pretty much every day for at least a few hours. I haven't seen one National Guard yet. But I'll tell you, all of the fucking criminals and all of the little criminals that have been running around causing trouble since I got here have vanished. They've vanished. It's like he's got the invisible hand.
Hey, Augustus, you mind if I chime in for a moment while I have a few minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you discussing about the vaccines and the state of affairs, but you know, I thought a lot about this because for the longest time I'm one of the healthiest people I know, and there's no way you'd ever convince me to take anything from a doctor. I despise doctors from what I've seen them do to prescriptions to people I know, so I'm you know, just allergic to them. But as the pandemic progressed, I noticed that more people, I caught myself trying to advise more people not to do that. As things accumulated, I stopped. I realized who was getting these shots, who was promoting it. I took a deeper look into the typeset, right? And I realized that there was a threshold where I noticed that there was no utility or purpose for me to discourage these people from taking the shot any longer, because not all of them were cognitively present to begin with. Second, look at these people themselves. And life offers you decisions. You know, this what I'm saying is irrespective to the individuals and the service members who had to involuntarily take this shot. I'm speaking about the people who made the cognitive choice to do that. They're much more massive in numbers. Take a look at those people. A lot of them have no soul, and they're not aligned with Jesus or God. They did it almost as a pushback against, the rest of the patriots who were trying to warn them about it. They were clinging to the medical industry and their advice. So I realized at some point, knowing the repercussions of the shot, that there was no utility in me, advising against it. Instead, I just dropped it and just decided to watch. And I've watched people disintegrate. I mean, here in Houston, I've watched people disintegrate. People started coming to me for health advice afterwards. And these are some of the strangest people that have no soul. And I couldn't believe how attached to their belief systems that they were, that even if you offered them suggestions of how to get healthier, and they were still attached to their immoral ways. And then this is difficult for me to mention because I had to be elevated in a perspective to where I am seeing the detrimental outcome of these what do you call medications or vaccines, and still say nothing. And I had to, consult with God about it and realize that these people were never completely present. And then that took me to a greater perspective about this entire rollout, that it had attracted some morally dysfunctional people to terminate or to see the end of their own existence by their own choice. And I realized that this is a greater force and effect. But yes, it's not a good thing overall, but who were these people to begin with, and look how irrational they're all behaving now. I can see them driving, seemingly distracted, oblivious as they walk, just so detached from their souls. And I had to find moral comfort in God and Jesus, and just to realize that they're not. There's only a few people that are getting into heaven, to begin with. And if you look at statistically through the country, many people don't even acknowledge Jesus. And so I had to find comfort in the kingdom of heaven that not everybody finds their way there. And not everyone survives this world. None of us will. But your choices will either accelerate where you are in the life after or not. So I'll leave it there, but I guess you understand what I was trying to say. I'm sorry for the ramble, but thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's like, let them get vaccinated, Why fight them? They should just vaccinate themselves to death. It's not like we want them anyway. I get it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
I get it. So I'm feeling the heat right now, bro. It's like 80 degrees. It's like 80 degrees. I'm in an all black tracksuit, sweatsuit, walking my ass off. Whew.
I went for a walk earlier. It's like 95 here, so it's scorcher today.
Yeah, scorching.
Well, I guess it's going to wish you a great rest of your day. I'm gonna jump back on the motorcycle. I'll talk to y'all later on. Take care now.
Alright, you take care now. East Coast. You know what's up.
Yeah. I want to take my dog for a walk right now, but it burned his paws, so the wait till it cools down.
Anybody else got anything to add?
I'm looking at Agent Huff's Exit County race. The mRNA era is over and Secretary Kennedy canceled BARDA's contracts. What comes next? Mucosal vaccines, microneedle patches, universal viral family protection, real safety testing, no RNA gimmicks. We need vaccines that end pandemics. Beyond the mRNA age, building the next generation of vaccines that actually work. See, my concern is a lot of these vaccines are like defensive weapons against biological attack. So, the whole problem is it's like cat and mouse or a key and a lock. I mean, we wouldn't need the key if we weren't creating locks. And so it's absolutely insane the way we're taxing, borrowing, and spending to essentially engage in this type of warfare research and defensive warfare biological research. And the funding for these types of programs are never going to stop unless Congress people get elected who are willing to vote no on HRX that funds biological weapons research and defense programs. So we are our own biggest enemy. We're our own worst enemy. And China, Russia, Iran, any other country that invests in this type of research should be ashamed of themselves. And the most disgusting part is that NIH and Fauci were funding all of this in China. So we have real traitors that live with us, that work in our government, that work with big pharma, that receive royalty payments, that have made hundreds of millions of dollars and are extremely wealthy, not because of the market and coming to bear good product and service, but because our government, through the HEROES Act and the CARES Act, the COVID-19 vaccine, a scam response, has made billionaires and literally trillions upon trillions of debt, $3 to $5 trillion in debt, have been saddled on your future. So everybody here collectively owes $110,000 to $400,000 because of all this spending. So you don't feel it yet, but you have been put in a financial position which is not a fair bargain.
John, you bring up a good point. The reason, to be honest, if you look, this research that you're talking about is going through NIH and departments like that because there's such oversight on the defense side that they would have taught this. So when they do it through these other channels, it's a way for them to hide it because the oversight is not as heavy on them. If they did it on the defense side, I think they would see it and it would be flagged right away.
Well, this is why Fauci, claims like he's Dr. Evil or James Bond. He thinks that what he's doing is patriotic because, he's providing next level defense. It's so insane. People like Fauci are sociopathic neurotics. I mean, what he and Bill Gates and the World Health Organization did and are doing, I mean, is utter madness. Like, we need to stop this type of unknown behavior. There's too many variables injecting our entire population with spike proteins. It's complete and utter madness, stupidity, clown world tyranny, medical tyranny, and they're sucking us dry at $4 trillion a year. So Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, United Healthcare, GlaxoSmithKline, Pfizer, Moderna, 100 other big pharma companies are parasites sucking from the taxpayers, plunging us into debt. Not just a little bit, but we're $37 trillion in debt, and that is an amount of debt which might never be paid back, and it'll only continue to grow. So it is like we're burning out the clock or a race to the bottom, and that is not a patriotic way to run this country. If we don't start running the government like an actual for-profit business, like other countries like Norway or Saudi Arabia that have $2 to $12 trillion sovereign wealth funds as opposed to $37 trillion in debt,
we should have 37 trillion in surplus. So we're not running it efficiently, and everybody is from around the world is sucking at our teat and drawing all the milk that we have in our treasury. We've got nothing left, and they just keep sucking.
The question that I always ask people is, who do we owe the money to?
We owe the money to the Federal Reserve, to China, to the United Kingdom, to Germany, to everybody who has lent us money. It's not our money. It's not we, the people's money. They're spending out our substance by creating hyperinflation for us and leaving us with nothing left. We are doing it to ourselves. Our Congress is doing it to us. Your elected representative is plunging you personally into debt. You just don't feel it because it's not at your local level. It's at a supranational level, which you are all tied into by your social security number.
Well, it's all out there because they use this fiat currency concept, right? Where nothing's tied to anything of value. So I think that's going to be part of the chess game that's going on right now, and that's how do you break this down so that you walk away from it. And oh, by the way, if they find out that there's been treasonous acts around doing this type of a deal for the last 30 or 40 years, do they really owe the money back if they've been using this as a weapon against us?
You owe the money, you just don't feel it yet, but it's tied into your social security number. We are one huge index of social security numbers, which bears the burden of 37 trillion in funded debt liabilities and 100 trillion plus in unfunded debt liabilities. We cannot continue paying Medicare, Medicaid, and the military-industrial complex $5 trillion a year. We only take in $5 trillion, and we're borrowing $2 trillion to fund the government so corporations can have a net profit. This is an artificial economy. 40% of the economy is all because of borrowing and spending. This is not a business. This is a scam and a Ponzi scheme.
You're right. You're exactly right, what you said.
That's right. Yep, that's right. Ain't gonna be like Rob hanging out in Hawaii on vacation by the pool drinking mimosas. You know. This is a tough economy. It's tough. You know, everybody's looking for work. Everybody's looking for a job. There's not that many out there. Besides different jobs to the people in relationship. Like the most qualified person for a job. Knows somebody. It's the girl who's gonna fucking, sleep with the boss that's gonna get the job. If the girl not want to ask for work, not whatsoever. It's the last thing they want. They're trying to starve us out. Break us out. It's fucking a war on that. It's a war for survival. Well, we gotta pay for ourselves. Create more wealth. Break out of this system. That's just going to get. That's what I want. I had a meeting yesterday with a company. All of us, we look at prices control, for their company. They're under attack.
guys hear me? Hello? Rob, are you there? John?
I can hear you, brother. I'm just researching a bunch of shit right now in the background. Oh, I can barely hear you.
They said, okay, give us a proposal. We want to know how much it costs, how do we get started, how long it'll take, et cetera, et cetera. So I told them Friday, next Friday, I'll have all that. So, got a lot of homework. Put proposals together, but if I put that proposal together accurately, I don't know, my business partner said that charging like $100K a month is too much. But I think it's not.
Hey, man, if you want to give me a shout later while you're going through some shit, I'll help you out.
Yeah. It's a complex problem. So, we'll figure it out. We'll solve the problem.
So I've a uniquely positive vibe coming in lately, and not so much from like the disclosure givers, but from what the information and like how easy it has been to find certain things lately. Like I do think we might be coming close to some big shit coming out that the government can't prevent. Like I've been finding all these DEW like technology stuff that I wasn't able to find like last month. So I've been sending a ton of shit over to Eric Hecker.
What did he say?
Oh, dude, he loved it because he's at that conference. So I told him, I was like, yeah, whatever I can find that you can use in your presentation, go right ahead. So now I'm trying to find out everything I can about these DEW projects, and dude, it's all over the world. Russia, just a ton of places have them. China too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what I'm dealing with, my problem is like, or what this company's problem is basically they're under attack from like the industrial complex. So the big industrial complex has like turned on them. They're trying to basically hedge their stocks. Create like a misinformation campaign online about them. Not everybody I gotta set the record straight.
Hell yeah, dude, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, what's this company called Appeal?
Oh, okay.
So, like, it's a preservative that like goes made out of like policy that's in breast milk, and it goes on there and it preserves the shelf life longer. And there's all this misinformation out there right now saying that like only like
Damn, I remember seeing the post about that shit last week.
Yes.
fucking company from a propaganda mill, like ruining it, because that's wild. All they had to do was just mention Bill Gates, and everyone said fuck them. Ooh, I don't know. It would be percentage of sales I would go on after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe potentiality of sales.
It's evaluated.
Dude, I wouldn't go for gold, but like, if you were able to save this company, that'd be worth millions, I would assume, right?
Yeah, that's an option.
Maybe stock. All right, so instead of a hard line paycheck, I'm being trying to find music.
What'd you say, bro?
Maybe stock options might be a good idea, like a paycheck plus stock options, perhaps.
That's a good idea.
You know, because then you're covered initially, and then on the back end you would be rewarded for whatever work you would have done. You know, like I don't know, just on both sides, I feel like that would be a great proposal.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Sure.
But I'll start looking up some stuff, man. I'll see if I can find at least where like the propaganda started to stem from, the first couple of news reports and things, because yeah, that shit made it onto fucking TV where they were talking about that stuff.
Did it really?
Yeah, I remember seeing a bunch of appeal stuff the morning after it hit X. I believe it was on like MSNBC or one of like the morning talk shows. I could be mistaken, but that's if I'm not mistaken, I think I remember it. It was like the day right after.
Damn, I didn't think it made it to TV yet.
Let me do some research and figure it out. I'll find out exactly where that has gone. Because that could be a big thing too, like a big defining factor. Like if it's already made it onto TV, you've got like an avalanche situation you'd have to deal with.
Yeah, the price has got to go up if it's on TV.
When are you supposed to be going over the proposal and everything? Like how much time would I have to source some information?
We're researching all weekend, and then going to start writing it out Monday.
All right, awesome. That could be a bit of time. Cool. Well, I got you, bro.
Yeah. I'm definitely trying to call in all the resources we got on this one. He said, do whatever it takes. He's willing to do whatever it takes, so.
Fuck yeah, dude. We're going up against I love this because we're going up against a propaganda mill, bro. This is my biggest enemy in life, is being fucking lied to.
It's rather genius, too. Whoever the fuck came up with this narrative, like, really.
One positive? I was gonna say, one positive aspect of this whole thing is it shows how shitty of a public demeanor that Bill Gates has at the moment. Nobody fucking likes him.
Oh, no, everybody hates him. Bro, he's like, into this stuff.
Good, fucking good, man. Finally, the propaganda is starting to wear off on these fucking people. Like, there's no reason why fucking tech billionaires should be considered scientists. They're not fucking scientists, especially in the medical field.
Yeah, everyone's saying, like, Bill Gates. Touch it.
I'm trying to think too, maybe like a public, you know how they do like public tastings and stuff like that, like in public, like a little demo demonstrating what it does and how it works would be pretty fucking cool. Just Because like I feel like even online it might be a bit difficult to prove things aren't falsified, but in person, what are they gonna be able to say? You know, like I got a couple of friends that do distribution and stuff over at a couple of the big grocery store chains out by me, and one or two that are in New York. It wouldn't be too hard to get a demo going in some grocery stores. You know what I mean? They'd hire maybe not a chef, but they would hire somebody with a food handling license that would come in and put on a demonstration and show the product off.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, but in grocery stores where the food would be, you know what I mean? Like, and even if you can get it in a Whole Foods or somewhere where they mostly sell organic, that would help push the idea forward.
Pretty good idea, bro. At least make a video.
Oh hell yeah! Oh dude, this is my like favorite kind of problem solving.
Yeah, it's a puzzle for sure. We were thinking of like creating some software to basically track all mentions of the company and like categorize it if it's like negative or if it's positive comment. And also that way we'll know which accounts are the largest that are basically pushing this narrative, and then contacting those accounts saying, hey, you got the story wrong. This is the real story. He's under attack from big food, big ag, industrial complex, the booking line. And here's the story. Boom. And then they reverse it and everything that way.
Dude, that all right. If you get the right coders, man, you could make
We got it.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. I would not go exclusive with Appeal with that, right? Because you can use that for Appeal, but trademark it in a way where you can use that for other businesses that you take on. Like that's a good bit of fucking software that every industry would love. Like if you can find out where the propaganda to trash your product is coming from, or even like just adequately track it, that's invaluable.
So, yo, I'm actually just getting back to my place right now, bro. I'm about to hop off.
Yeah, do your thing. Shoot me a text whenever you want to fucking shoot some ideas back and forth, man. I'll start writing some stuff down and going over shit.
Alright, cool.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. This is getting me excited, man. I got a goal right now.
Alright, Flag. Alright, Rob. Rebecca, John. Catch you guys later.
Peace. Good seeing everybody. Later.
Same. Bye.
Let's go that big facilities.
From Clubhouse. And let me tell you something. I would never, even amongst my friends, would I ever share one person's information with the next person. Because you just don't fucking do that shit. I don't know. I feel like, are we dealing with kindergartners here? Like, do we really have to go back to the basics to just teach fucking be a decent person? Like, if you don't want people spewing your shit all over the place, don't make it a habit of spewing other people's shit all over the place. It just boggles my mind that we have to define what it means. We have to ask for every opinion on Clubhouse. Well, do you think that this is doxing? Or, what if it came from here? There's as many exceptions to the rule as there are exceptions for why abortion should be okay. It's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd that they keep having these conversations. Just, act like a fucking decent human being. I don't know. I'm just really annoyed.
This shit always sucks. And that was like the only room that like had like, you know what I mean? I was like, this always sucks, dude. Everyone else that are talking about like racism, religion, or fucking war, and then you got this dude talking about doxing, and I'm just like, what are you doing, Mom? What are you doing? I'm fucking losing it, dude.
Right? And so what do? We come over here and we talk about
We don't want to say shit.
the thing of it is, I don't want your fucking opinion on doxing, whether you think it is or whether you think it is, to intentionally share somebody's information, to make fun of them, to harass them, to be aggressive towards them in any kind of negative nature. You're just a shitty person. Accept that, own it, and move on. Okay? Like, just whatever. I don't know.
I just can't wait for all the people that are for this to be like, oh, don't dox me. I'm like,
It's amazing the lengths. Yeah, it's amazing the lengths people will go to justify their share as well, it's okay because such and such happened to me. Sorry, I'm tangenting.
Not at all. You.
That's what I heard, Serendipity. It's okay if it's just a face. It's okay if it's just a name.
No, it's
Revealing people's personal information without their explicit consent is a bad idea.
Yeah. I don't care if there's 50 people in the room and 49 of them have your phone number. It's not cool to put your phone number up for that 50th person.
You don't put other people on blast like that. When they tell you something, you keep it between you and them, right? Like, you don't take the confidence they showed you and then shit on it.
Yeah. I don't give a shit what the legal definition of doxing is. I don't give a shit what the Oxford definition of doxing is. What I give a shit about is, are you a fucking decent human being? Are you gonna do the right thing? Or are you gonna make excuses for why it's okay to do the wrong thing? Because that tells me a lot about your character and a lot about who you are. It is just a fucking app. And I would say that 99.9% of the time, when people dox other people, they relatively don't experience any real life consequences from it. But you know what? It's unsettling. It's harassment. And it's just fucking vile. It tells me who you are.
Yeah. Well, Sarah, remember yesterday how I was a little worried yesterday, how everything went down. I was like, oh God, I have to fight, I have to defend myself. And then I checked my character and I was like, you know what? People have every right to feel how they want to feel. People have every right to do what they want to do. How I react is what's going to change the entire situation. So if I come in the room screaming, yelling, kicking my feet, freaking out, it's not going to do any good. And I feel like people don't have that discernment, girl, where they're just like, I just won't react. They just want to react. They're so hungry for hey.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And serendipity, man, you couldn't have said it better. Like, if I tried to do the same freaking thing, and everybody twisted it and wanted to think that good people only was some holier than thou. No, it was the complete fucking opposite. By the time I started that house, well, at the time it was a club, it became a house. When I started
started it, I was at my wit's end. I was scrolling down my hallway, and if it wasn't something misogynistic, it was something anti-Semitic, it was something Christian hate, or it was something, super, if you could hate somebody for something, if you could dock somebody for something, it was in a clickbait, stupid freaking title in the damn hallway, and I was so sick and tired of seeing. I was like, listen, bring me your trash. Come on in here. If you are so beside yourself that you think that it's okay to interrupt people on stage and say your filth and spew your garbage because you've got whatever little clout you've got, then come on in here and do it in here. I want you to. I dare you to. Because I'm going to make sure that if only me, and it turned out to be a lot of good people. There are good people like you, Serendipity Pockets. There are Hillary, and there was a few other, like I pinged in here. There are a few. There are few and far between. They're not disingenuous fucking assholes on this app. But if not, I'm looking for the few soldiers, the male or female, Republican or Democrat, Christian or Muslim, gay or straight. I don't care what the fuck you identify as. Just don't be an asshole. Just be a good person. Just try to do a little better today than you did yesterday. That's all it is. Treat people like you want to be treated. Sorry, thank you. It's what I'm passionate about.
Yes, we're word vomiting and regurgitating our frustration slippers from the other 500,000 rounds that have occurred in the last 8 days, because the answer to the question is it doesn't matter what the legal definition of doxing is. It doesn't matter what the Oxford